Stanley Cup champion Florida Panthers, the 3-time NBA champion Miami Heat, home of the 5-time national champion Miami Hurricanes, and Miami Hurricanes basketball.
Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys.
Call 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
This update is brought to you by Doral Kia. You always pay less than the pricito at Doral Kia. Visit us at Doral Kia or DoralKia.com. Starting with the Panthers, who fell to the Sabres 5-3. Next up, the Cats will host the Bruins tomorrow night. And the Heat will host the Hawks tonight. Tip-off is at 7:30 from the Kaseya Center, and the game can be heard right here on WQAM. The Joe Rose Show begins now.
Verhaeghe winds it around near side. Bounces to the point. Thompson a shot at the empty net again. Paddle away this time by Balinskis. And that'll take us to the end of this one. The Panthers upended tonight. 5-3 the final. The Buffalo Sabres get the better of the Panthers on this evening. Despite the Panthers' hot start tonight, Buffalo wins the game. They win it by a couple. 2 in the third. Propel the Sabres to a win tonight here in Sunrise. 5-3. The Sabres getting it done.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it seems like somebody's getting injured every night. And, I feel for, I mean, obviously that's never ideal when he goes out with an injury that early. But I thought some guys stepped up. I thought Luciu, I've always enjoyed playing with Luciu. I thought he hasn't played center much this year or at all. And he thought he did a really good job there. I feel for, a lot of the guys too have been going at it for like 55, however many games and being put in different situations. And, it's wild. Not even, some of the guys in right now, I'm seeing them just work their absolute ass off and grind and play through stuff so that they can stay in and play. So it's been wild, but we are in trouble right now.
Well, I'll tell you what, you don't get that very often. That was Matthew Tkachuk after their 4th straight loss, beat up. You look at that lineup, unless you are a diehard hardcore, you want to know where every guy's from and you follow minor leagues and everything else. Who are those guys? Because they got a lot of new faces playing right now. A lot of new faces and a lot of new places in this lineup for the struggling Panther team right now. 4 straight loss last night, 5-3, 3-3 game in the third, and they couldn't hold on. Power play got them, and then all of a sudden, 55 games into this, you heard Matthew Tkachuk saying, man, we are in trouble. We're getting everything we have. Everybody's playing the best they can. Some guys just probably shouldn't be playing. And that's where they are, man. And they just can't get everybody healthy, minus Barkov, who most likely won't come back unless it's a deep run into the playoffs. So that's just reality right there. Boston tomorrow night at Tampa Bay. And then how about this one? Here's the crazy part of this sport and the world we live in right now. Unless I read this wrong, Woody. So they got Boston, and then they got at Tampa Bay. They got back-to-back games coming up as I said, at Tampa Bay. All these teams ahead of them right now. So they got those 2 games. And, oh, by the way, you got 21 days off. So you're going, oh, man, this would be good for some guys to get healthy. Wrong. About half this team, most of the really good players are going to represent their countries in the Winter Olympics. So you've got that. And by the way, 21 days off. The sport, I had to read the dates last night, Woody. I could have sworn I saw 21 days off for the Winter Olympics and then come back and finish this thing up. So anyway, that's where we are. We got a busy day. We got a lot of stuff going on. You've probably been following this Giannis Antetokounmpo, and they're taking everybody's best offers and negotiating with everybody, trying to get the, hey, by the way, they should, talking about Milwaukee Bucks. They got a hell of a player. He's 31, when healthy. He has missed some games with his calf injury a couple different times this year. But on any given night, I think he's averaging 28 and 10 right now. On any given night, he's over 30, and he's a great player, and he would be great for this team. And it looks like Heat, the Timberwolves, Golden State, and the Knicks are in the front running for this thing, talking about the offers and trying to sweeten it up. and everybody's trying to figure out what are they going to have to give up? How many of our guys are they going to want? How many draft picks are they going to want? Do we have to find more draft picks? Are we going to have to throw in Pella Larson, who all of a sudden is becoming one of our best players in the starting lineup and starting to score more, does all the things right, Mr. Hustle. He is, by the way, he wears the biggest H as in heat of any young guy on this team, because he plays the way Riley and Spoelstra, the way they that's how they want a guy. Guy does all the right plays. He's getting better and all those things. But hey, listen, you start playing better, you start throwing in 20-point games, and you're a young guy, you know, kind of catch everybody's attention there. And all of a sudden you become more popular when everybody's talking about players that we'd like to have in this massive trade that's going to take place if you're going to get Giannis Antetokounmpo. So here we go, man. Thursday, 3 p.m. NBA trade deadline, and they're just teasing us. It's like, they're talking to everybody, negotiating. This thing's going to happen. Who's it going to be? When's he going to be able to come back? And how much do you have to give up to get a guy like this on this team? Listen, man, they need to make a big splash. They do. I think we all agree. All of these guys they have had their moments where they've been really good and you fall in love with them for a week or two, and then they get injured. They get pulled out of a lineup. They're not playing as much because they had a bad time. They're shooting, not playing the Spo way, whatever combination of that. And then all of a sudden you're going, okay, well, they got potential. And they've all had their moments, either coming off the bench or starting. Talking about all the young guys, basically. Tyler Herro's just been injured and out. So I don't know if other people are with me on this. Go get Giannis. Go get him. And hey, listen, if you come up short, but outside of, you know, giving up too much where you just go, this is ridiculous. We can't. I mean, he's going to be playing by himself if we do this. He and Bam will be standing by themselves trying to figure out who the other guys are. But yeah. And I think that's what the Heat are doing, man. They're trying to put together a package. They know they've got competition. Hey, man, this thing's great. You know what they say? When you get 4 teams interested, the offers get better and better and better for everybody, because everybody knows they got to step up, because he is a special player even at age 31. Really, first time he's been injured this much, and going to by far be the least amount of games he's played in a long, long time. So the Giannis Antetokounmpo deal is still alive. We'll see what happens with that. We had Roger Goodell last night, the NFL commissioner. Oh, boy, we had a lot of topics to get everybody going last night, man. A lot of topics. Woody, we picked a couple of them yesterday. They were called the no-brainers. With Bad Bunny, 18-game schedule, a lot of international games, penalties, and technology is going to help the officiating get better and better. And by the way, Roger Goodell's always going to come out. If you ever think Roger Goodell's ever going to come out and say, you know, officiating's just not working, it's just not good enough, they're not going to do that. And to be fair, they are the best officials. They're graded. I think they put a lot on their plate. I do. You know, we talk about this all the time. I know how much time my friend has put in to be an NFL official, and that guy was not handed anything. Years in high school, years in small Division I, years in the SEC. I mean, this guy had to work at it. Good morning, Rich Martinez. And I just, hey, man, they put in. It's not like, hey, let's just grab this guy. He looked good in an officiating uniform. No, they got to grade out. If they grade poorly long enough, I believe I was told they're out. So they get graded down enough. If they miss calls. So I still think they're good, but at the same time, I think things pop up. I still don't know, man. It kind of died out that call not too long ago, that Denver Buffalo call, catch or interception. That was a very unique one, and it's died out because we moved on and we had New England play Denver in the Snow Bowl, and so it didn't really matter now. But yeah, that one was crazy. 18-game schedule looks like it's slowed down a little bit. It's going to happen some point, but it doesn't look By the way, Roger was talking that it's going to be, I still got to talk to union. We got other things to take care of right now. I don't know. I kind of got the feeling that not going to happen this year. We're going to stick with 17, but it is coming. Make no mistake about it. It is going to happen. 9 international games, including, and I thought this might get people a little fired up. So we're taking our opening game of the regular season, and I know it's the Saints. It's not like we're taking our 2 hottest teams. We're taking the Saints and to be decided who they play when they come out with the schedules. But the first game will be played in Paris. I just took my wife, by the way. Beautiful vacation. Took it for our anniversary, big, one of her big ones. I don't know what numbers are big, but the fact that I've been with her this long is probably should take her to Paris, Spain, Italy, and everywhere else for everything I put that woman through. But yeah, 9 international games. The first regular season game is going to Paris. And then Madrid's going to get it, Australia, Germany. They're going to go all over the place. What I see, 3 games going to be played in England. So anyway, yeah, we're going to have a lot. The Rooney Rule, 0 for 10 on black coaches in these 10 jobs. That was brought up. I don't know what they're going to do on that. The Rooney Rule sounds great. All that stuff sounds great. I know some coaches, some black coaches that aren't even going to do it because they feel like they know there's the 2 rule. The rule is that 2 black coaches have to interview for jobs, and they feel like they've already made up their mind and they know who they want. So some guys just don't do it, even though they've been told, well, it's good experience to get in front of those guys. And yeah, okay. So anyway, they got that. And then we got the halftime show. The old halftime show, Bad Bunny and Green Day. By the way, not surprised by Green Day. They're a Bay Area band just because of my days in the Bay Area. And Green Day was around when I was even a young guy back then. So, but Bad Bunny's got everybody all fired up. Listen, I don't speak Spanish. My wife does. And I have not learned it. I know he's super popular. Wins, I guess he just won a bunch of awards on the music, right? And music awards, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think he won Album of the Year.
Yeah, Album of the Year and stuff.
The big one.
So my thing would be, if it was my choice, I like this. I thought they were kind of going to this thing to wherever you're from, wherever you're going to play, they get the hot bands or rappers in that area, and they do some of that, and then you mix in some national stuff as well. But Bad Bunny has been political in comments, and so there's a lot of people that are fired up. I am not going to let anything or anybody that's performing affect me watching that game. I'm just talking about me, okay? We all have our own views. Some of you take your views way too far, in my opinion, both ways. And this Bad Bunny thing, I'm guessing we're not going to change the channel because of commercials and everything else is kind of the full day deal. I'm not turning to another channel to watch other people perform, but maybe you are if it's a good show. I mean, I don't really care. But I really care about is that game. That's it. Game. I like to see a couple commercials make me laugh. As a matter of fact, I already cheated a little bit to see some of them and see what athletes and celebrities are going to be doing the commercials. I'm always curious. Obviously, that means they're expensive commercials. Hell, they're expensive just for what you're paying. $8 to $10 million for a 30-second spot. How about that? So, yeah.
I mean, it wouldn't kill you to just say if you don't like the show, just get up and use the bathroom or something.
I don't care.
Refill the drink, get some food, and watch the second half. It's the outrage that I saw yesterday on social media, and I'm not even really too familiar with his music, but I just know that he's wildly popular. But my God, man, people are upset.
Well, that's all right.
Like, I mean, just get over it and watch the game, or don't. But
it's fine. I'm not a fan of the guy. Just I heard a little bit. I asked my kids about it.
Well, it's in Spanish.
Yeah. So,
but the NFL is clearly going international. And whether everyone likes it or not, the guy is incredibly popular.
I know, but
he was like the top streaming artist for like 5 years in a row.
I get it. I understand it. I do. I understand the whole thing. We have never. Let me finish this part of it. We have yet to have anybody perform that I haven't come in here on a Monday morning and had a lot of people pissed off.
Yep.
They were old. We had Bruce Springsteen one year, if I'm not mistaken. Oh my God, they're old. They suck. They were so bad. They've had some old, real famous bands.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, that thing sucked. They were so you could hardly get up there for the old bands. And by the way, that's the problem with all the old Bay Area bands. All those famous bands got old.
But then they have the young bands on and they complain too.
Yeah, and then the young. So you're never going to have it because, look at man, I don't like a lot of different kinds of music.
Well, last year's was controversial, right? That was Kendrick Lamar.
That one, yes, there were people upset about that. No, it doesn't matter. And then,
There's
by the
always
way,
gonna be upset people.
And then there's people in those areas going, well, why are you letting him play? I'm from that Atlanta area. Or I'm from California. Why am I not in there? So anyway,
it's not going to impact the game one way or another.
No, it's not. It's not. It was kind of a little different choice, though, for being our sport. I will admit I wasn't expecting Bad Bunny, but again, dude, whatever he's saying,
it's not something I listen to, like I just told you. But I mean, one album of the year, so
okay.
I don't know.
It's album of the year, and I'll never understand anything about it. I mean, that's I guess that's probably should have known a little bit more about it. But hey, look there's a lot of stuff going on. We all have one thing we all got our favorite music. And I'm guessing my music right now that's on my Spotify that brings me into work is not yours.
What are you listening to these days?
I'm not telling you.
Usually I could tell because you sing through the halls.
I do.
I haven't heard you singing in a little while here.
I go through different, I go through a little bit. I go through a little strange. I go through boy bands, the boy bands a little bit.
Okay.
I burn that out.
Which one? You Backstreet Boys?
Well, I did a little bit of all the combination of all their best hits.
Okay.
Just I only like their best stuff.
Gotcha.
But
the Backstreet Boys are very popular again.
I don't know.
They're still at the Sphere, I think.
You know what?
Residency.
I like Green Day.
Green Day's good.
I have liked Green Day.
Yeah, Green Day's been around forever.
Ever. Those guys, man. God bless them. They've done their share of naughty things, and they're going strong.
Well, Green Day's been political forever, though.
I don't care about political. I'm just talking
about
but
I'm just saying in general. Like Green Day was political
like
back
drugs.
when I was in college. They were yelling about it.
I'm not talking about politics. I was talking about drugs. They've done lots of drugs. They've rehabbed, and they're like, that was my naughty, Woody, not politics.
Sorry.
Damn you and those politics. Hey, we got to go to break, man. We got a lot of stuff to get to here this morning. Got a lot of Dolphin news and some, for me, good Dolphin news. Hey, man, when you like some guys, and I do, I as crazy a year as it was, there was a lot of coaches that made this year, for me personally, a lot better. And, hey, man, when you get those relationships, some of them won't be coming back. Some are. But it's nice to see a couple guys come back, and I'll explain one that really surprised me, but a really good coach and a really, really good guy. We'll have all that for you coming up here. It's personal. Again, it's my stuff. And we'll have a lot more in the Super Bowl. And, man, we got all kinds of stuff. And later on, we'll get into the Dolphins a little bit more. But, yeah, this big thing. By the way, Woody, before I go to break, and – you think this Giannis deal, is this just the greatest tease of all time? I'm not saying we're a slam dunk and they're going, the Heat have it. It's up to the Heat. They can get it. But it's sure like they're always putting us right in there and naming different guys, and we can go get another first round pick if we need to get one. And
it feels like there's going to be a massive haul here for Milwaukee. I just don't know if the Heat have enough, but yes, it does. It always feels like we're in the mix.
Not like this, though. This has been.
Who was the last one? Was it Damian Lillard? Remember we were in the mix on that one?
Yeah. But they kind of killed that. Like they kind of came out.
But the thing, like the Heat, they're always like, there's one player that it's like, why won't you throw this guy in the deal? And it's like, well, we like him.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
And we're gonna find out there's some player that like Milwaukee was like, we need that guy.
How long are you gonna like a bunch of guys that are just up and down? And I know a lot of them are still young guys. But this group, part of their of what makes them, and I know if you're a Heat fan, you're a Heat fan, and you should be, but some of them look good for a while, and it looks like and then they either get hurt.
You don't have to sell me. There's nothing I wouldn't trade for that guy.
All right, me too. I think he'd be good by the way, he'd be good for business. I think he'd be good for both sides of business. We love stars down here. That's what a star looks like. We wouldn't have to go, well, he's kind of a star some nights. He's a star. Hey, I'll tell you who else is a star when it comes to medical field. Baptist Health South Florida, man, are they, oh my gosh. They put together a sports medicine program for all of us to really enjoy. And I've seen it up close. They take care of the Miami Dolphins. They take care of Inter Miami, the Heat, the Panthers, take care of a lot of our schools down here, FIU, FAU. Man, they're just all over the place with the colleges, the smaller colleges they're taking care of. Hey, listen, bottom line, they're not only taking care of professional college athletes, they're taking care of all of us with some of the best doctors. It really is. It was voted one of the top sports medicine programs in the country because of the facilities and the great specialists they put together. You can't be tops if I have to tell you, well, we don't have a specialist for that injury. You're going to have to go somewhere else. No. We put together an all-star lineup. Not only specialists, but some of the best at what they do. Knee, shoulder, foot and ankle, hand, back, hip and knee replacement, Achilles. I can go on and on with the great doctors they put together, not to mention the team doctors that take care of us every day. Boy, they're fantastic with those facilities, Doctors Hospital in Coral Gables, Hard Rock Stadium next to the training facility in 595 and Pine Island in Plantation. Yeah, we've made it real easy for you in Dade and Broward to find a location close to you to go see some of these great doctors. And if you do need a surgery, man, these guys have seen it all for you. Hey, one goal every day with Baptist Health is to get you healthy. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho. One goal. Let's get you healthy, back out playing the sports you and your family love the most.
Today's topics are sponsored by We're home for the best price on luxury.
Question, but we'll move on here. I believe you're on the board at the Hall of Fame. There's a report that Bill Belichick didn't get in this year. He didn't get induction. Curious your thoughts on Belichick not making the Hall of Fame. And a lot of the voters that have spoken out have cited Spygate. Do you feel, since you were the one who handed down the punishment, any responsibility on your part for, Bill not getting in this time?
Well, Ben, your question may be a little misleading for everybody. Okay, so the Pro Football Hall of Fame is not in any way controlled by the NFL. We have no say in the voting process. We don't participate in the voting process. I think you know this, but I want to make sure that the question doesn't lead people to that conclusion. I think it's really an important honor, and it's something that should be done with a lot of clarity, a lot of understanding of what's expected of those voters. I'm not even sure I'm aware of it. I've never been part of that process. Our board does nothing more in the voting other than to approve the leaders of the media that participate in that. And it's a single vote. It's just, will you approve this panel of selectors? So we are not involved in it. Listen, Bill Belichick's record goes without saying. Same with the Patriots and Robert Kraft, who's also a candidate. They're spectacular. They've contributed so much to this game. And I believe they'll be Hall of Famers.
All right, Ben Volen, our boy Ben Volen from the Boston Globe comes on with us, getting it going, and Roger going, hey, calm down a little bit there now. Let me tell you how this works before you try to throw me in there. He's probably saying I get enough people sending me stuff they're not happy with,
How about the basketballs on that question?
Yeah, no, he
doesn't back down, huh?
No. That's why he used to go at it with Belichick. I mean, they
man.
used to go at it. I mean, Bill would just shut down on him, but but it would get ugly. Hey, by the way, it'll be a very, very ugly look if somehow Robert Kraft gets in before Bill Belichick. Since we're all in the same family, owner and head coach, it would be. And this one, you want to talk about coaches, and Jimmy's already kind of mentioned this, Jimmy Johnson. So this is the guy that's got full control. One of the last guys, by the way, to really have full control of everything was Bill Belichick. Used to be more common with all the great coaches that like to kind of run everything. Then the business got real big with free agency and everything else, and keeping up and dealing with money and everything else. And it just got to be too much for one guy. Jimmy Johnson said he gave up half his life when he decided to do all that stuff because it's year-round, time-consuming, and you want to be responsible for everything. You want to pick your players, and I like this guy, get them for me, and all that stuff. But listen, Bill picked all those teams. He found Brady. He and his staff. It would just be, I don't care what he's been accused of and how much of it's accurate or severe. You can't put the friggin' owner in before.
Where do you stand on owners getting in at all? Because I'm not huge on that, to be quite honest with you.
Well,
if the Dolphins turn this thing around and win a Super Bowl, let's just, hypothetically, I mean, how much of that, credit goes to Stephen Ross?
First of all,
maybe for picking the right guys, I guess.
I don't think the one would do it. So
No, I'm not. I'm just saying in general. Like,
we've had a lot of
how much credit would you give Stephen Ross? Like, where would he be on the credit list?
No, it would go.
If,
It would go to the guys you hired.
Yeah.
and got rolling. If you got a guy that's been there the whole time. Listen, if the Patriots had a GM, a strong GM that was running everything, and it wasn't Belichick first or everything, everything has to go through Belichick. I mean, it's kind of so. If you're a GM there, you're a GM in title and a GM in the work you put in. But for the most important part of it, it still goes back to Belichick because he, like Don Shula, with our GMs, Shoes didn't like you when no matter how much a GM would sell him. I'm guessing Don Shula wasn't going to change his friggin' mind on who he wanted. So, yeah, I'm not, I get that the owners, Jerry Jones is in. I guess I don't know how many owners we have in this thing, but in the Hall of Fame, but Jerry Jones got in partially for his marketing, right? Remember all that marketing stuff? And he is what he's done with Dallas to make him the most expensive and valuable franchise in any sport in the world. And by the way, not even close, way out in front of everybody else. And now Robert Kraft getting in ahead of that would be a weird one. That would be that'd be a punch. If you want to just hurt Belichick, first of all, you've done a good job for the 1 year. And I'm guessing the second punch might hurt as much as the first one. If he watches Robert Kraft going ahead of him, the guy that fired him, that would be recently fired him too, right? Just that'd be a tough one. That would be a tough one, I would guess, for that relationship. Because I think openly that's a bad relationship. Whatever Tom's got with Bill, they've done stuff a little bit together. I don't think they're going to be hanging out, but.
Well, Roger didn't want to touch that one though, huh?
No.
It's a very bad look.
That's
the voters really did a bad job with this one.
So anyway.
Because again, it would have just been easier to just vote him in. I don't think anyone would have been outraged.
No, everybody would have just said,
it would have been fine. Yeah. But now there's this, whole controversial deal here. And it's
now his girlfriend's going to throw this special party to see who's going to show up for it. Who's going to fly to North Carolina, hang out with him. Friggin'. I mean,
that's a little weird.
Unless you got a private plane, it's hard as hell to travel right now with this weather. Boy, I tell you what, better be a special friend.
Yeah, don't you sit that out though? Like, don't you? So you don't throw a party just to. I don't know. Oh, we're gonna stick it to you guys. We'll throw a better party.
That just comes across as something
very petty.
That girlfriend would do.
Yeah. I mean, that's perfect for her. And you know her well. So.
I don't know her well, so stop. But that just seems like something we're going to stick it to him the way I always tell him, yeah, that's my picture. How do you like it? I'm a cheerleader. So what? What are you going to do about it? Yeah. She throw a little party and stick it. Like she's sticking it to everybody.
Yep, sure.
I don't know what kind of party. It's going to be a pity party is what it's going to be because he's not in. That's what it's going to be.
That'd be a sad party, man.
Yeah, what do they celebrate? You should have been in party. You should have been in party. You know how many Hall of Fame guys are sitting there going, you should have been in again this year party.
We didn't get invited, so we're going to throw our own party.
Yeah, we'll have it. And we're going to spend. How much can I spend, Bill, on your party?
Yeah.
Jordan, how much can I spend on this party? I love parties, and I'll bring all my friends. We'll have a good time. And I'm sure your family will show up. It'll be great.
How does that leak, too, like the day after?
I know. Everything she does leak. They got people, honestly.
She needs attention, I think.
Yeah, but now look at what you've done. You bring it up to me every friggin' day. She's got everybody, man. She does. The whole thing with the 49 years difference has affected everybody makes a comment. You see an old guy walking with a young girl, and somehow it gets back to Belichick and Jordan.
Well, this is the first time that unless, people remember another one, but this is like big age gap. And this is the first one I've seen that's been this public.
Oh, no, 49 years, pretty good one. I don't think it's a record, though. But it
might not be a record, but
49
it's got to be pretty close.
I know a few guys that are 20 plus, but 49, 20 plus is like, yeah, that's nothing. But
but that's a 49? Big difference. You're talking because the girl's got to be 18. Yeah. So you're talking 50, adding 50 years on 18. That's a big.
Oh, I get it.
Big difference.
That's another generation, man. I get
Yeah.
it. Now,
No,
now-
that's two generations.
yes, that's exactly right. It's no
No,
longer
that's more
it's
than
no
that.
longer my mom and dad would like to meet you. Now it's like my grandparents would like to meet you.
Belichick was born in the early 50s. Like these people we're talking about, she was born in the 2000s.
Yeah, no, it's
Like that's the 70s, that's the 80s,
Woody,
90s,
see?
like a lot of generations, man.
It got you again, Woody. See,
Sorry.
I'm telling you, man, the whole thing. Anyway, look at what Ben did to us. That's what Ben Volen did.
What
to
an
us.
awesome question, though. I love how he does that too. Like he had to be so snarky about it. He goes, I Seahawks and Patriots. I could ask you about Deflategate again, but
yeah,
it's just awesome.
Oh, they'll be getting on it. Somebody on radio up there is getting on him this morning for his question.
He never
think
minded
he
it
cares.
though.
I don't think
It
he
never
cares.
seemed to bother him.
He's got a little Barry Jackson in him. He like Barry doesn't care. I can go and say something to Barry. Barry doesn't care. Barry Jackson.
Barry's been very snarky lately too.
Yeah, he's been a little fireball. Yeah, he has. Hey, we've got a lot of stuff to get to here this morning. Heat and Hawks tonight, and just a couple of days away from finding out. Giannis Antetokounmpo, is it going to happen or not? Is the trade going to happen here? Is he going somewhere else? Does Milwaukee pull back and go, we didn't get the offer we want? It doesn't seem like that. It seems like he's going to be gone, but they could hold him. They could hold him because this season has just been a disaster for Milwaukee. Anyway, we'll go to break. Got a lot of stuff to get to here this morning. Hey, new year means fresh starts, new goals, and a chance to reset. Recovery Unplugged knows a thing or two about that. They've helped a lot of people through the years, a lot of men. Hey, if your mental health needs a little comeback season to it, man, I just get right to it, man. I've gone through it. You get divorced, you lose your job, going through changes, major changes, and you get in a funk where you just can't, you just can't survive. It's like you're swimming up a river. Everything's wrong. And if you're in that situation, Recovery Unplugged Behavioral Health is here to help you with a beautiful mental health residential program right here in Fort Lauderdale. They've helped over 20,000 people nationwide with expert care, music-based healing, and innovative treatments like ketamine therapy for depression, anxiety, and trauma. Hey, make this the year you put yourself first if you're going through it. Call 954-737-4508 or visit recoveryunplugged.com. New year, new you, Recovery Unplugged, heal out loud.
Let's go.
You're still looking good. No major issues. That's try.
All right. By the way, it is pretty good. The officiating is pretty good, man. It is. I can't disagree in the technology and trying to figure a few things out. And we seem to always have that one call in the playoffs, though, whether it's a pass interference call, whether catch it, no catch, just something that's a bang, bang. And you go back and you slow it down and you're going, oh, I'm going this way. And now I see it the other way. But overall, those guys, they're pretty damn good. And like I said before, they don't just like quit a PE job one day and allow them to get in really good shape or start running a little bit and go, hey, now you can you play football, right, in high school? All right, you can be an NFL official.
He is right. It is very, very tough to officiate those games.
Cool. You could call, we said this a million times.
Holding and pass interference by every play.
You could call holding on the line of scrimmage every play. Because sometimes you go, oh, there's holding. Oh, they let it go. Yeah, they let it go.
And it's like that in every sport. Watch an NBA game. There's contact on every single play.
But the pushing on a takeoff where they start pushing each other. And so then it gets down to like, okay, how much did he, strap his arm down so he only had one arm? Did he tackle him too early and put his arms wrap him around too early? So anyway, all that stuff.
I think it's things like what is a catch? That to me is like, what should be discussed, not how good or bad the refs are. The refs are fine.
So even the catch thing,
it's a rule thing. Like
it looks in when you go speed, the normal speed, and you watch it, and then they slow it down. You go, oh, that was a catch. Oh my God, how long you have to have it? That's a catch. But you watch it in a bang bang, and those guys are flying around and. Yeah, it's not easy, man. It's not easy. It's not an easy call.
I mean, there was a play in the last game, remember, where I think it was Cooper Kupp, and he barely got a foot down and he'd stretch the ball out. Do you remember that play? He stretches the ball out and he hits the ground and the ball goes flying out. They called it a catch. But there's just no consistency as far as what is it? But we've been trying to figure out what a catch is for 10 years.
Yeah.
No.
So anyway, it's not.
It feels like it always is changing, though.
And here's the other problem. So every year they make these rule changes, and it just puts more on these guys' plates.
Yeah.
Which, is a problem. Like all these things, and you want to get them right. And again, people are gambling all this money on top of it, and they're coming in, they're texting in, they're pissed, and everything's rigged. And they're sitting there in NFL laughing at us, and we're all stupid for this. And I got screwed at the last play of the game, and all the other things of this thing. Hey, by the way, got some
one more for you, just real quick. And you're
ahead.
talking about technology, but this one, I've been big on this for a while. We got to do better spotting the football. That one to me is a real problem, right? You got a guy that's on the sideline that's doing his best to eye the football, and we're talking inches. Right? Can't they figure out a way to get that sensor in the ball, line it up with something on the side? They do it in tennis.
You put tennis now, but here's
But you understand what I'm saying? In tennis, they're able to this is exactly where the ball was. So this is where it landed.
I talked to my friend about this. I'm glad you brought it up. So the problem is technology with all those bodies around those guys, it blocks it. All those bodies, that thing can't get through the bodies on like a tush push to go of where the ball actually is, it has trouble. So that's a problem.
Okay.
So until they get that part figured out with 300-pound bodies around it, covering up, and you're trying try camera 7 in the corners. That got a better view of this. Those are hard because those things are only on the side where they can get it perfect, where technology will say, but once you got to go somewhere else, it's like, hey, Charlie, you're on your own on this one. What'd you see? We don't have it.
It's just so tough to spot those plays accurately.
It is. By the way, even when those guys slide butt first.
Oh, yeah, that's tough.
That ball ends up going back sometimes 3 or 4 yards, and I'm going, whoa, I thought it went a little further than that.
Well, as far as I understand the rule, it's supposed to be where they start the slide, right? Isn't that like how it's supposed to be spotted? It's like where you start sliding is when you give up your body.
Yes.
Unless you dive forward, then I guess that counts.
No, you
get quarterback.
If you dive forward, then everything's until your knee hits the ground.
Yeah.
So that's the other problem is they got to go back. They call touchdowns, and we go back and see it in slow motion. The guy's their knees are down, his body's up, and he's a half a yard short of a first down or a touchdown. And you go, oh, no, his knee's down. It's pretty clear. People see it and go, oh, we're going to have to bring this one back.
Except for the fact that the defender that's coming full speed doesn't know if the guy's going to slide or if he's going to dive.
Well, you're talking quarterback in open
Yeah.
field.
So if you're the quarter, well, it's usually the quarterback that's sliding, right? So if you're a defender that's coming full speed, how do you know?
By the way, if you're an everyday player and they catch you sliding on your butt, I would not want to go to the sideline when I play. If you didn't get every yard you could and you decided to slide and tell the coach I didn't want to take that hit.
You ever do that in your day? You ever slide?
Man, I got to tell you, I saw one day somebody ran out of bounds.
Yeah.
And when he was running that film, he saw more yards. And he said something, man. He said, and he only had to say it once to that guy. And I got the message. I'd rather run down the sideline, a guy just knock the crap out of you and get knocked 19 yards into the bench and get up and just go instead of, go out of bounds early. Not a quarterback, but where you're trying to get every yard you can.
But it became a problem with the quarterbacks. Remember with Mahomes? Mahomes would look like he's going towards the sideline, then he'd cut up field, he'd put his shoulder down and blow up the defender.
Hey, Jason Allen did that on the one big run. He faked it like he was going to drop to his butt. And the guy slowed down in front of him. He just kept running and made the guy look like a fool. Wow. Yeah, you don't want to get caught.
But it's impossible to defend those plays because then if you hit the guy, it's a 15-yarder, right? If he slides and you lunge at him, it's 15 yards.
Even the late slide now where the guy comes and the guy does, because these guys do slide too late, in my opinion. Quarterbacks slide. They're trying to get every yard. Now they slide in front of the guy. Meanwhile, the guy started, and he's like, F you, I'm going to take your head off.
You don't think they like when those guys go lunging at him? They make a little bit of contact because they try to pull off at the last second.
We do see some dudes get ripped up pretty good by helmet to helmet.
Yes, we have.
Anyway, hey, we got to go to break. 7 o'clock hours coming up. Nothing's perfect, man. Nothing's perfect out there in sports. We're trying. Boy, I'll tell you what a busy couple of days coming up. Panthers, 4 straight loss, man. A tough one again last night. 3-3 game in the third. Boy, they've been a bunch of close ones and just not able to close. If you missed it, Matthew Tkachuk with some real strong words. We'll have that for you when we come back on where this team is right now. 4 straight loss for the Panthers and falling way, way behind here as we're just 2 games away from the Winter Olympics, and the guys will be gone for a while. The Heat and Hawks tonight. We'll have more on that. And, of course, the Giannis Antetokounmpo trade. Is it going to happen? Are the Heat going to have a chance with the Timberwolves, Golden State, Knicks to get them? All that stuff, plus some news from the Miami Dolphins, some new coaches, and some coaches that will be staying around. We'll have all that for you coming up in the 7 o'clock hour. Right now, I want to talk to you about Chill Zone AC. Man, it's great to have them. I am pumped up to have Melissa and her family and the work they do at Chill Zone to tell you that's the air conditioning company. If you're not happy, it happens. People just aren't happy with their air conditioning, had a bad experience. If you're ready for a new one, and I'm probably not right now because all you have to do is open your windows and get all the cool air you need. But once we get back to normal, I want to let you know Chill Zone does it all. Not only family-owned, it's about great. And by the way, how refreshing is this one? Melissa and her brother-in-law are the only two can answer the phone. The two decision makers will take your phone calls every day at Chill Zone AC. I just want to let you know. So whether it's duct cleaning, repairs, or installation, Rude, by the way, Rude has got great stuff. You can get one of their units, and they'll put it in. They do a great job. And by the way, cover from Key Largo to Tampa. And then you just get treated like family. You got a problem, you talk directly to them. They'll let you know exactly when they're going to be there. You're not waiting all day, and you're just going to get some great work. Call 786-378-2778. That's 786-378-2778. Tell them you heard it right here on 104.3 WQAM. You heard Joe Rose talking about him and how special Melissa is. ChillZoneAC.com. Stay chill with the Chill Zone air conditioning.
WQA.
by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys.
Call 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
This update is brought to you by Doral Kia. You always pay less than the pricito at Doral Kia. Visit us at Doral Kia, DoralKia.com. Starting with the Panthers, who fell to the Sabres 5-3. Next up, the Cats will host the Bruins tomorrow night. And to the Heat will host the Hawks tonight. Tip-off is at 7:30 from the Kaseya Center. The game can be heard right here on QAM. The Joe Rose Show continues now.
Verhage winds it around near side. Bounces to the point. Thompson a shot at the empty net again. Paddle away this time by Belichick. And that'll take us to the end of this one. The Panthers upended tonight. 5-3 the final. The Buffalo Sabres get the better of the Panthers on this evening. Despite the Panthers' hot start tonight, Buffalo wins the game. They win it by a couple, 2 in the third, propel the Sabres to a win tonight here in Sunrise. 5-3. It's the Sabres getting it done.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you know, it seems like somebody's getting injured every night. And, you know, I feel for, you know, I mean, obviously that's never ideal when he goes out with an injury that early. But I thought some guys stepped up. I thought Luciu, you know, I've always enjoyed playing with Luciu. I thought he, you know, hasn't played center much this year or at all, and he thought he did a really good job there. You know, I feel for, you know, a lot of the guys too have been going at it for like 55, however many games, and being put in different situations, and it's wild. And, you know, not even, you know, some of the guys in right now, I'm seeing them just work their absolute ass off and grind and play through stuff so that they can stay in and play. So it's been wild, but we are in trouble right now.
All right, that was Matthew Tkachuk, who's now been back for a few games here. Of course, they've got the Olympics coming up here, Winter Olympics. Just 2 more games now tonight. Today, Wednesday or Tuesday? Today's Tuesday? Jeez, I'm confused. Boston Wednesday and Tampa Bay on Thursday. And then, like 3 weeks off for the Winter Olympics. So they've lost 4 straight games now. Had that game 3-3 in the third, but falling behind here in both the division and the wild card. So it's tough, man. I'll tell you what, you just look, or I'm watching last night, or you read the box score. It's kind of like, who is that guy? Where'd we get him? Where'd he come from? How was he in the minors? How'd he do? So it's a tough one. Obvious frustration because you're not healthy, and it had everybody look so good. They re-signed everybody. You were jacked up. They'd won 2 in a row, and hey, everybody in this business said, all the insiders in the NHL said, man, if they're healthy, they could do it again with that group they have. And some guys got off to great starts again this year, but they just haven't been able. Obviously, Barkov getting injured in camp right off the bat was just you can't replace him. Hate to always say you can't replace him. You can't replace him. He just, you know, nobody's going to grow, and by the end of the year going, all right, we got a guy who kind of plays like Barkov now. That's not going to happen, but they've just been banged up, even though Kachuk's back. Some other guys banged up, some guys trying to play through it. Some guys not able to play right now, and it's tough, man. And, hey, they went to finals 3 years in a row, just a reminder, and they won the last 2. One of the greatest runs we've had in the history of professional sports here in South Florida.
Don't you gain an appreciation, though, for how tough it is, man?
Yes.
And we just went through it with the Canes. Like, you need everything to break your way to make these title runs.
Well,
health, you know, the bounces, like it's all got to go your way.
No, I agree. But what they've done, nothing against the Canes. This doing it 3 years, getting there, winning the last 2. It's hard, and you're getting everybody's best shot. And they know you're a little down. You got everybody really trying to kick you while you're down, and now they got some confidence they didn't used to have. It used to be, oh, here we go. It's another tight game. Friggin' Panthers win all these games, and now all of a sudden, these tight games in the third period, we're watching a lot of teams have success against them. So anyway, man, it's been, no matter what happens, man, you still stand and go, damn. You know they're playing hard. Every guy's giving everything they had. That's what Tkachuk. He said, man, these guys are playing hard. I see guys banged up, in ice tubs, just trying to find a way to play. And then we got some guys who are trying real hard, and they're trying real hard, but this doesn't look like our team from a year ago with some of the guys that are playing. That's just going to happen, man. That's where they are. And, some of the guys, again, end up with pretty good numbers, but you got to get everybody back. And then on top of that, the other problem you have, those guys, you think they're playing hard right now. What do you think they're going to play like when they play in the Winter Olympics? What? Anybody want to figure out? You just get an idea when you play for Canada or United States or any of those other teams that are really good in the Winter Olympics that have a lot of NHL players, and now they're representing their country, not getting paid the money that they are playing the NHL, but now they're representing their country. They play for free over there to play for their country and get picked. Basically, your country's all-star team. And that's kind of a big deal, especially all those guys going home in the offseason. Yeah, it's a big deal. Big deal. And it's become a much bigger deal here. And led by the Tkachuk brothers, man. They'd like nothing more than to be healthy enough and make a run during these Olympics but anyway, hey, Panthers, hang in there, man. Hang in there. We got the other story, and that is the Giannis Antetokounmpo story. We only have a couple of days left, honestly, and it's kind of glad. Thursday, 3 p.m., NBA trade deadline to find out. It looks like it. Everybody's kind of talking like they're getting everybody's best offer from the Heat, the Timberwolves, Golden State, the Knicks, and what they're willing to throw in and how many picks they have, how many teams have good young players they're willing to give up without giving up your best players that are, your franchise players. And see what happens. And then how much does Giannis want to play for certain teams and how much does he not want to play? And here we go. But I'll tell you what, man, it'd be great. I'd be great for the fan base. It'd get you a little juiced up. They're playing look at the 3-4 games over 500, 3 games over 500 right now with the team they have, and they haven't been 100% either. But, boy, just to get him and not to give up a couple of your key pieces, some of your veteran guys, that would be that'd be huge. And if somebody wants an extra one of these, I don't know. Would you give up Jaime Jaquez?
I told you there's no one I wouldn't give up to bring that guy in.
Pelle Larsson?
Sure.
Now they're saying Pelle Larsson is like, I don't know.
Any of them, all of them, whatever it takes.
Yeah.
I would,
Well, I don't even bring up Khalil Ware and Tyler Hero. They're going to be the first two.
Yes, I would think.
Tyler Hero's been, ever since we've been talking about trades, Tyler Hero's name's in there.
No, if they could find a way to bring this guy in, there's nothing I wouldn't give up.
Yeah.
Bam Adebayo included, to be honest, but
they won't do that.
I know they won't, but I don't want to hear that we find out, they were hung up on, Jovic or, Larson, one of these guys they didn't want to give up.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, on those two.
Because we've heard that before, right? And I
way,
don't know what's true because there's so much rumor crap in the NBA, but I don't want it to come out the next day. They're like, the Heat just didn't want to part ways with
who's
this one guy.
become the biggest tease on this team is Jovic. Right? He's had a few starts, I think, but he's mostly comes off the bench. And he's had some games where you go, my God, what is he, 6'10", 6'9", 6'10"? He's got great skill set. You could see that. I see why he's taken in the first round. He can move. He can hit shots. He either gets playing well and he gets hurt a lot. And then he's out. Then all of a sudden things have to start back up. And but he's had stretches where you go, damn, this is what they thought he was going to look like. And it just, he's been a tease. And I know he's still, he came in like he's a teenager here. So he's still a young guy. I'm not saying give up on him, but damn. Anyway.
It's time, though, man. I mean, to bring in a star that people want to pay to see.
Yeah. By the way, that's a Heat thing, man.
Yeah.
That's a Heat thing. You're right.
What they've done the last handful of years, this mediocrity thing, that's not what people expect from that franchise.
Well, listen.
They've done that to themselves, though, because they've had so much success.
Oh, yeah. Listen, the franchise is still got great stability in everything they do. It's just they don't have. We've gotten you go through, and I'm not going to do a history lesson.
No, but if they trade for Giannis, like first of all, no one's going to care what they give up. That place is going to be it's going to be a hot ticket, man.
The first time he plays, are you kidding?
Rest of the season going to be a damn hot ticket. See that guy?
Yes, because he's going to have some 30 and 40-point games. Yes, a lot of them, a lot more than we see now.
Yeah.
But you go through the history lesson of our teams. They did the celebration, right, of the 06 team. Yeah, that team had some pretty damn good players, man. Had two really good centers, right? That's the year Shaq starts and Zoe's coming off the bench and playing unbelievable. And then you had Dwayne Wade. Yeah, you just had really good players all the way around. And
nobody in the East scares you. Like, if you could find a way to keep Bam and bring in Giannis, there's nobody in the East that's, I think, terrifying.
Oh, no, I listen, they know what we're talking about. They are very aware of. It's just, I don't know if it
Who are you scared of? The Pistons?
No.
Knicks?
Well, they've beaten the Knicks twice with this group. That's not part of the problem here. By the way, Khalil Ware, if I'm guessing Spo didn't want to say it because last night I guess he had to defend, hey, listen, I got to do a better job. And I don't know all this stuff I've been saying. It was like somebody got to him. Somebody must have heard because Spo's like, I got to do a better job. That's on me too. And somebody must have said, hey, man, you've been beating on this kid pretty good now. He's still a young dude. Let's keep the value up and see what happens just in case he's going to be around here. So that a little bit of that, but hey, man, I hope it happens. I think I speak on behalf of a lot of people. I know he's 31, but man, he is something else. He's fun to watch.
Someone said he's been hurt 4 times in the last 19 months. It's not a sign to trade for him.
No.
Come on. Everyone gets hurt in the NBA.
Yeah, no, he's had the calf
Everyone
thing.
misses time.
He's had this calf thing. And by the way, they don't mess around. That calf's very close to that Achilles.
Yes.
When he does, they shut his ass down.
We've seen what happens with that. But
yes, we have seen that.
But I wouldn't worry about the injury thing, man.
You're not?
No, not at all.
Not changing how you think on that.
You?
I'm with you. No. We got a chance to get him. Hell, we wanted him before. When this thing first started, it looked like this Milwaukee thing, and they tried to patch it up with some bad off-season deals.
Yeah. I mean, look, the reality is they're not going anywhere with the team they have now.
Keep waiting for a lot of guys to get healthy and play better. And I just don't know, man. My patience has run out. They have spoiled me. The Heat have. Hey, we got to go to break here. Got a lot of stuff to get to here this morning. Boy, we got a lot of Dolphin news. I keep teasing you. I don't know how much longer I can tease you on that, but got a couple coaches staying. And one surprised me, and I'll tell you why, but I do understand he's a really, really good coach with his guys putting up some big numbers last year. We'll have that for you. Tony Pauline, NFL draft analyst at Essentially Sports, will join us, coming up here at 8 o'clock this morning. And Kyle Krause will join us a little bit later on as well. Right now, I want to talk to you about Beverly's Jewelers. My jeweler has been for 35-plus years. Anytime for anything. Boy, I make sure. Got my first engagement ring there. I've been with Jeff forever, man. I'm telling you right now. They go way back. Jeff and still there with his daughter Amanda, and they do a great job. But they put together something for guys out there that are on a tight budget, found somebody you're crazy about, and you're ready to pop the big question. Listen to this diamond engagement ring I have for you. They've got a stunning 3-carat certified lab-grown diamond, VVS clarity, E-color, set in a custom-made 14-karat gold engagement ring. Oh, my gosh. Sounds good so far? This is the icing on the cake. $3,999. That's right. 3-carat diamond ring for only $3,999. And by the way, don't think you're going to be the first one going down there to get it. Once you see it, once you check it out, you're going, what's the catch? There is no catch. It's spectacular. And a lot of people are going to Beverly's Jewelers to get it right now. It's a limited time offer, so get in there. If something you're getting ready to do, pop that big question for a second or third time or first timer, doesn't matter. They got it for you. And by the way, as far as that goes, really going to Beverly's Jewelers, not just about the diamond engagement ring. That's one of their specialties. but it's for any occasion. It's for anniversaries and birthdays, diamond studs, tennis bracelets, anything. They got it all for you. I recommend you go to that superstore they have and learn more. And if you need extra cash, Beverly's pays top dollar for your old gold, silver, and jewelry with immediate payment, interest-free financing, free gift wrapping, and a great staff to make sure you have a great experience. Visit Beverly's Jewelers in Fort Lauderdale or online at bevjewelers.com. But get over there, man. Get over it. Take some time. It's worth it. Beverly's Jewelers, where South Florida gets engaged.
WQA.
125th Street to the
All right, welcome back. Good morning to everybody. Another cool morning. Not as cold as yesterday, but hopefully warms up a little bit today. It's been nice, man. Nice for a couple of days to make the best of it. A lot of stuff going on. Plenty of sports stuff to get to here. By the way, the Dolphins, I've been teasing you first since the show started. Finally getting to it here. Fins head coach Jeff Hafley is filling out this roster without getting into all the names and stuff, but they ended up keeping a couple of coaches from last year on the defensive side of the ball. Joe Barry, inside linebacker. Of course, Dotson and Brooks just had unbelievable seasons, both of them. God, they had, had 300-plus tackles between them and 8.5 sacks, really good seasons. And Austin Clark, defensive line coach that was in charge of the 3 rookies last year and their development. Both those guys will be back. I was a little surprised by Joe Barry. Not that he's been defensive coordinator in the NFL for a while. He's been around. He's a really good coach. And I didn't know, though, because he was defensive coordinator in Green Bay in recent times here. And so Jeff Hafley said, hey, you're a good coach. Well, hell, I want you back if you want to stay. So good news. It'll be good to keep Joe Barry, who's a good coach, and Austin Clark. And I'm a big fan of John Embry, and I was hoping they keep him as the tight end coach as well. But anyway, they're just wanted to get everybody caught up. That Anthony Weaver, by the way, defensive coordinator now for the Ravens. I was starting to wonder, he interviewed for some head coaching jobs. By the way, he's ready to be a head coach. If this thing's about the interview process, which is, by the way, very, very important, I get some guys interview better than others most of the time. He's got it. Someday, Anthony Weaver's got to be a head coach. It has to be. He is part of it is how you walk it and talk it, and I just think he's a big part. He's got a chance now to go back to the Ravens and get that defense fixed, and it's been bad. And so see if Anthony Weaver can get that thing fixed and get himself a head coaching job with that Ravens team. And then the other news, obviously, is Dolphins trying to figure out, and I have no idea. The Malik Willis thing is out there, who was a backup quarterback for Green Bay Packers. A lot of people think he can be a starter in this league. He hasn't done it yet, but think he can be not come in and patch it in, but do it for a full season. And we haven't seen that. So I don't know if they're looking to free agency. There's some names for trades, and then there's some relationship stuff, although I just don't see the Hackett. Nathaniel Hackett, the quarterback coach, and Aaron Rodgers have always been very, very close. I just don't see him. I don't see Aaron Rodgers coming at the end of his very, very end of his career, because I do think he'll play another season, coming back and coming here. I think he's going to want to have a chance to win right away. I mean, it's not like he's got years left to build with another team. I just don't see him comfortable in this situation here the way it is right now. Even though I know he likes Nathaniel Hackett, I'm guessing, he knows the Green Bay way, and there's going to be a lot of that stuff. I don't see it happening. Is there Marcus Mariota, who we saw was pretty good when Washington played the Miami Dolphins till that interception late in that game? Was pretty good, though, for Washington. But, boy, I'll tell you what, man, trying to figure this thing out, you don't have, unless I'm missing some names, and trading for somebody's backup quarterback. I don't know if there's a lot out there. I didn't even mention the draft, because outside of the first overall pick, I don't really know what you could really trust with this group. This truly can be, and we're going to talk to Tony Pauline about this coming up. Been doing this draft stuff for NFL draft stuff for a long, long time. We'll ask him his thoughts on this quarterback class from the top to the bottom, and how many guys he thinks have a chance to be starters in the NFL. It would be interesting. He got 3 guys, by the way, going in the first round. I saw one of his mock drafts that he did, including the Ole Miss quarterback, who we got to see up close and made some great throws. What was the deal, Woody? He was like 5'11". Was that the deal? He was a little short. I think that's part of it. That Trinidad Chambliss.
Yeah, he seemed
5'11".
okay. Yeah, the problem, again, with drafting those guys is you never know how that game's going to translate over. The running around and all that stuff that he does.
Well, listen, a guy that can run around is there's nothing wrong with that. Can he again, getting in the right system, having talent around you. I think Cam's going to be really good, Cam Ward, and he played with nothing last year.
Yeah.
Cam Ward, absolutely. Hey, Cam, congratulations. You're the first overall pick, and guess what? That thing's a mess. Go get him. I mean, he that was bad. Yeah, and by the way, after the season, they're going, yeah, we got our quarterback. You're going, yeah. He stayed healthy. That's the best news. He's able to stay healthy and make it through the season because there wasn't a lot there offensively for him to play with at all. So we have a lot of stuff going on here this morning, and we'll be banging it out here, and we'll have more on the Dolphins situation, of course, like we do anyway. Then we got Patriots and the Seahawks coming up. The Patriots and the Seahawks. Everybody, they both obviously have great stories. I think Seahawks have won 7 straight games. Patriots had the long winning streak during the year. Both teams great on the road. The Seahawks were 8-1 on the road this year, and the Patriots with their playoff win were 9-0 on the road. How about that? 9-0. You go 9-0 because you're supposed to be really good at home. That's you're getting it done, man. That's more than just schedule. And I know this big debate and their schedule. When you win 4 games in back-to-back years, like they did, the Patriots, which, by the way, with those 2 picks in the first round, they're able to get their quarterback and their tackle. Not a bad way to go for 2 important positions. But they went from 4 wins to 17 wins this year. And their story's great. I love when people, I saw Mike Mayock yesterday on NFL Network breaking down the roster and how it was put together for both of them. And I would just say that is what you call great general manager work, getting what his coach needs to have success. And the best story, maybe the best story in the NFL right now, is a Sam Darnold story with his 5th team. Woody, he had 35 touchdowns last year with Minnesota, and they couldn't give him a 3-year, $100 million contract. Sam Darnold threw 35 touchdowns. I'm sure he'd love playing there because they got great weapons.
That's one of the all-time terrible decisions. It's pretty bad.
That ends up, they're going, nah, we're going to stick with it. We think this rookie's got a chance to. And he was hurt.
Yeah.
Not only is it a hurt rookie, the guy's not even playing. So, boy, what a mistake by the Vikings. So now they're watching Sam Darnold. So you got to hear that in Minnesota, right? While you're getting ready to go. And he's had teams now. He's led his teams the last 2 years to 14 wins in the regular season. So getting a chance, man. Doesn't happen a lot, too. Does not happen a lot where he got a second, third, fourth chance like he did. And Sam Darnold taking advantage of it because he had not only the Jets, but didn't have a little run with Carolina there. That didn't go well. And finally ends up in Minnesota, played well, throws 35 touchdowns, and Seattle says, we're going to take a chance on you. We think you can play. Didn't have to give top dollar now. Gave good money. Nobody's complaining about 3 years and $100 million to go quarterback there. And here they are with one of the best and well-balanced teams in football. Well, New England in that same boat. And as those guys were saying yesterday, don't be surprised to see these teams back, because they not only can be able to have most of this team back, they got money to even improve it. So Seattle and New England, I think it's going to be a good game, and we'll have a lot of time to talk about that coming up here on the show. Anyway, we've got a lot going on this morning. We'll check in with Tony Pauline at 8 o'clock this morning, and we'll talk about the draft and the quarterback. We'll talk about University of Miami guys as well, and where he expects those guys to go in the draft. Could have 2 players for University of Miami in the top 10 picks. Boy, that would be that'd feel a little bit like the old days right there, with Mesidor on deck with that group. So anyway, we'll have all that stuff coming up here on the show. But first, let's talk about protecting your home. It's not hurricane season, but it's a great time to get all that work done before we get the threat of all those hurricanes that start out there in the Atlantic Ocean. They always start right at us, man. And then, hopefully, and we've been lucky the last couple of years, they've been one way or the other way, and everybody else gets hit. And we got lucky. But listen, there's one thing you can do is protect your home right now with Loctite Impact Windows, Doors, and Roofing. Chev, the CEO over there, is like, come on, man. You got an old leaky roof. Replace your old roof now, and you can pay me later. Loctite Impact offers the highest quality roofing materials with lifetime warranty plus thousands of 5-star reviews. Save big on their legendary state-of-the-art Impact Windows and Doors. Impact Windows as low as $6 per window per month installed. Don't wait for the next storm. Visit LoctiteImpact.com. Again, LoctiteImpact.com, or call 954-500-LOCK. They got a great staff ready to answer all your questions and get started with you. Loctite covers all of South Florida and ready, whether it's a roof, Loctite windows, or doors. Let them help you today.
Today's topics are sponsored by on sale now. Call
Traffic second of this morning, traveling in Miami-Dade along posted speeds. That's traffic. I'm Ali Escobar on FM 104.3, and you can listen to WQAM on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps.
Brought to you by Kalshi. Trade on anything. The big game is here, and now you can trade on food.
Is brought to you by Baptist Health.
And now, it's time for Hollywood's headlines. Without further ado, here's Hollywood.
All right, Woody, what do you have for us this morning?
All right, Joe, as the Super Bowl nears in your neck of the woods up there in California, I don't know if you saw this, but but NBC is going to be sending a crew out to broadcast at Alcatraz.
That's pretty cool.
Did you see this? Jack Collinsworth will be out there along with Tony Dungy,
Chris's kid, yeah.
Rodney Harrison.
On that one for a second, yeah.
Looks like they're going to set up some sort of studio at Alcatraz out there. So Super Bowl pregame coverage live from Alcatraz Island beginning at 1 p.m. on Sunday.
You know, Woody, Alcatraz, always tell everybody, tourist traps and friends from California go, hey, we're going to Keys. I go, you're going to love the Keys, man. Got nothing bad. Everybody, you got to see them. It's great. It's very unique. And I say the same thing when we go to the Bay Area. And San Francisco's obviously got some serious problems right now. The homeless problem is a very serious problem. They're running a little crazy out there. But I got to tell you, man, Alcatraz is a cool thing to do. Never gets old. I don't know, 3, 4, 5 times I've been. And the last time I went with my kids, they were small. I got to tell you this story. The last guy to leave Alcatraz, the last prisoner, had a book signing as I was leaving. You could see him when you went through the tour. There he is selling his book. Guy spent his life in prison, got out, and had a book about his story. I thought it was really cool. But that's you've seen the movies about it, right? They got great movies about it. Clint Eastwood's in them. That's
there's the one where they escape from the Rock,
from
right?
Alcatraz,
Isn't that what it's called?
Yeah.
All right.
We don't know if that's true, if the guy really made it across that water or not, because of a lot of things.
That water's cold, isn't it?
Cold, currents, sharks. Bad combination. I mean badass sharks, not those little you can pet sharks. I'm talking
Those
about
are mean ones.
I'm talking about a couple of the those badass sharks.
I got you.
Anyway, sorry about that. I got a little carried away.
No,
you went Alcatraz on me. You head home.
Back to sports here. I don't know if you saw this yesterday, but Terry Rozier is going to collect his $26.6 million salary. Ruling was announced on Monday by a judge here. It's guaranteed money, as we know these NBA contracts are, but it looks like he's going to be able to collect on his money here, Joe, because he has not been found guilty of anything technically yet.
Well, there are a lot of people, not a lot of people. Somebody in my life thinks that he's innocent. He's going to beat this. I don't know. Old prop bet. The old prop bet. So I don't know.
Well, yeah, he's got obviously a long way to go in this one, but at least he's got some money to defend himself now.
I'll tell you what. One of the worst trades. He has not made a lot of mistakes through the years. That's a bad one. His play on the court, by the way, before this even popped up, has not been very good. Anyway, what else you got?
All right, Joe. This is a little clip here from college basketball here. This is Rick Barnes. He is a college coach here for Tennessee. Let me just play this for you, and we'll show you why this might not be a great look here.
I mean, at the end of the game, some of the passes that we throw, and I mean, just I don't know what to say other than sometimes I wonder if my guys are betting on games. I shouldn't say that, but That's what Ray said. I don't say that. But I just wonder what's happening. I mean, because I know we're too good of players to do that. Was that a bad? I apologize. I shouldn't have said that, but the fact is, we've got to get.
I probably wouldn't be joking about that. I don't think anybody in college or pro wants to hear their coach come out and say, we were so bad, my guys had to be betting on game. They had to have a bet on this game tonight.
So they actually won the game, but they had 15 turnovers in the game, and he was joking. His players were point shaving.
Yeah. Which, by the way, has been a problem in college basketball in the past.
Yes, it has been a problem.
Let's be careful with that one.
You like how I tied that in with the Terry Rozier thing?
Yeah, good job.
Thank you.
Hitting the gambling. We're going to start doing who's gambling.
Yeah.
Or who's gambling?
All right, Joe, this is for you here. We got a new power couple. Do you see who Kim Kardashian is reportedly dating now?
Oh, yeah. Who'd I see?
Lewis Hamilton from Formula One.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You're close to the family.
Which say it again. Which car? You said Kim, right?
Yeah, that's Kim Kardashian. Yep.
So my first thought, it's got no shot to work. my first one is, soon as he deals with those kids and realize you got to deal with that, as Tom Brady said. I don't want to deal with that ex-husband. No, hell no. I don't want to deal with that. He's coming by to see the kids. What?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
All right, and our final one here, Joe. South Florida farmers warn that the freezing temperatures could lead to higher prices in the market as they brace for crop losses.
I thought that was coming.
No, this
that happened last time,
concerning
man.
here.
That happened last time.
Yeah, with whatever it is that they grow down here, tomatoes, oranges, stuff like that. There was a freeze, an overnight freeze.
Yeah, no, I'm aware of it.
So
I'm aware of that. It's not good.
I didn't park in the garage last night or the night before, and I woke up, there was like frost on
mine too.
My windshield was like frozen.
Yeah.
I didn't even know what to do.
Well, you just throw a little water.
Yeah, I splashed it with the little, like the windshield water, but I didn't.
That's it. That's all you need.
I was like, do I need one of those like ice things that these people use up north?
No,
like,
it's not that. It's not that.
I didn't know.
I
panicked. I didn't know what to do.
No, it's fine. You're fine. Don't get carried away.
First time that's ever happened to me.
When was the last time? It's been a while since we
this cold.
Yeah,
I think this is like record temperatures for this time of year.
Now we had it before because we had. First thing I thought of was not the iguanas, falling out of trees. It was all these farmers.
Yeah, well, it snowed here in like the 80s or something, I was told.
80s are a blur, my friend. I was here for the 80s. I just don't remember what year, but we've had.
Joe Z told me I was he was more coherent those years than you were probably. So
I'd say Joe Z took a little better care of himself.
Yeah.
Although I got to tell you, our boy Joe Z went through something that is incredible. Listen, his story.
Yep.
That plane accident and lived. Amazing. I tell Joe, man. I see Joe at church sometimes.
Yeah.
He's at that same church, and I go, Joe, man, if I was you, I'd probably be in here every day, right? Just to say, thank you, my man.
Have you been going?
I have been going a little bit more, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What are you? You being forced, or are you just going on your own?
I want to go. You don't know that side of me. You just think I'm a bad guy all the time. I know. I'm hitting you with
I don't picture you as a church-going type of guy, but that's good.
Thank you. Thank you. Hey, man, you know what?
You better not be lying about this.
No.
Find out.
No. Father Ed's out there in front, man. He sees me. Likes to talk sports a little bit. Yeah. Gotta decide if I want to stay Catholic or not, or what I'm make a change. Gotta decide. Not that anybody cares.
You're in the portal?
Maybe go in the portal. Check out
all right.
Some other stuff out there. Maybe not. Maybe stay. Anyway, what else you got before I get in trouble here and start saying too much stuff? Why can't I just shut up? Why don't you just shut up, Joe? Hey,
all right. You said you were going in the religious transfer portal. That's okay.
I'm getting late in life trying to find a man.
Yeah.
Get a little closer. Hey, so anyway, Tony Pauline, NFL draft analyst at Essentially Sports, is going to join us coming up here in just a few minutes. Kyle Krabs will join us a little bit later on in this 8 o'clock hour as we get set, man. And while all this is all going on and you're not playing in the Super Bowl, everybody else is sitting in that office right now trying to figure out how to put together the best possible draft, just like the Miami Dolphins right now, man. It's about the draft. We got away from the draft here a little bit. Got away from it. Tried to pick it up last year. Don't know yet about how good that draft class is. If we're all to be honest, after 1 year, even though every guy played a lot of football, I can't sit here to tell you today how good that draft class is. Had a lot of guys play. A lot of guys got better. But how many frontline guys do we really have from that draft this second year? We'll find out. Hey, I do want to tell you about something. Right now, Michael Kotze at Choice Mortgage. Oh, my gosh. So let me guess. You're going through credit card debt consolidation right now. You got some bad problems there. How about you're behind in property taxes, HOA dues, assessments, judgments, liens, and you could really like to get in a situation you could pay everything off, man. Hey, you may need to call Michael Kotze and get him all set up. You have that house. Want to get some equity out of your home? How about reverse mortgage? If you're 62 or older, you and your spouse, and have a lot of equity in the home, that reverse mortgage might absolutely be perfect for you, man. Get all that money out of the house and have a place to stay. That's what it's about. Hey, first-time home buyer programs with very little money down. Michael Kotze's got a program for you. Hey, man, debt consolidation, all of it. Michael Kotze can help you. He really can pay all those things off, get you better rates out there, get your payment down, whatever you're paying to stay above water. And right now, he's just doing it all for you. He has been for 30 years, man. He's about great service, getting you approved quickly if you are looking to get a mortgage and getting you the best rates possible. And I want to let you know, Michael Kotze has been doing this for more than 30 years, truly has no life. He works Saturday and Sunday, works 7 days a week. You can call or text him, 561-441-2730. That's 561-441-2730. MLS 166254. Rates and terms are subject to change daily without notice. He's an equal housing lender. Go to Google reviews on the web, Choice Mortgage Reviews. Find out what people are saying about Michael Kotze at Choice Mortgage. Let him help you if you're going through any of those things I've been talking about. Let Michael Kotze at Choice Mortgage help you out today.
Basketball.
Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys.
Call 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
This update is brought to you by Doral Kia. You always pay less than the pricito at Doral Kia. Visit us at Doral Kia or DoralKia.com. Starting with the Panthers, who fell to the Sabres 5-3. Next up, the Cats will host the Bruins tomorrow night. And the Heat will host the Hawks tonight. Tip-off is at 7:30 from the Kaseya Center. The game can be heard here on WQAM. The Joe Rose Show continues now. And it is time to head out to the Toyota of Hollywood hotline. Shop over 2,000 Toyotas on sale at one location. Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan. ToyotaofHollywood.com. Joe.
All right, Woody, thank you so much. Tony Pauline, NFL draft analyst at Essentially Sports. Man, he's been doing this for a long, long time. Tony, good morning. How you doing?
I'm okay. Nice to be home after 8 day travels around the southern part of the states to see the Shrine Senior practice. But thanks for having me back, Joe.
No, Tony, it's great to have you. And I got to ask you, everything I'm talking about probably has a little something to do with the Dolphins, so I apologize with that. But I do want to start at the old quarterback position. Man, it's just one of the weakest years we've had after some of the guys decided to go back to college with the big money and not come out. How do you look at this quarterback class overall?
Basically one and done. I mean, it's Fernando Mendoza and everybody else. It'll be interesting to see what happens with Trinidad Chambliss, the quarterback from Mississippi, who's fighting to get another year of college eligibility. You know, what happens with that? It's in the courts right now. And when is that decided? I mean, if the courts, if it drags through the courts in the end of March, beginning of April, that Trinidad Chambliss cannot play in the college field in 2026, is he in the April draft or is he in a supplemental draft? But it's basically Fernando Mendoza. I'm not even a big Ty Simpson guy, and it falls off a cliff after that. I mean, it's basically you got to go back to the Kenny Pickett draft when Kenny Pickett was selected in the middle of the first round. What was that, about 4 years ago?
Yeah.
And then no quarterback was taken until the third round, and Kenny Pickett's turned out to be a disaster. I don't think that's going to be the situation with Mendoza. I like Mendoza a lot. But it's a similar type of draft at the position.
It's amazing because, as you know, we're one of them. 5, 6, maybe 7 teams are looking for that potential franchise quarterback, starting quarterback. We're always short. We go through it every year. Are there any other guys you like that you expect? Because there are obviously going to be other quarterbacks that get drafted. Could you give me some of your other guys you expect to maybe come in and have a chance to be backup quarterbacks in this league?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of them. I like Taylon Green of Arkansas. He's probably physically the most gifted quarterback in this draft, 6'5.5", 221 pounds. He can beat you with his arm. He can beat you with his legs. But he needs a lot of work, as he showed last week at the Senior Bowl. He's late with his throws. He can scatter he scatters passes. But if you get the right coach in there, he could be something. I mean, Carson Beck. I mean, you saw the good of Carson Beck last year up until the very last pass against Indiana. Which Carson Beck are you going to get at the next level? The guy who played well at times for Miami last year, or the guy that put his team in a hole the prior year? Sawyer Robertson out of Baylor. I think he's a good game manager that would be a very solid backup quarterback on Sunday.
All right, and I got to ask you about the University of Miami guys. I think we're starting to find out why they had so much success. Some of those guys really had a great playoff run. I want to ask you about, let's start with Ruben Bain. And what are your thoughts on Ruben, how high he can go in this draft?
Top 10 pick. We got to see what the New York Jets do at number 2. They've expended a lot of draft capital on pass rushers. Do they do it again? Do they go Arvell Reese? I think at the very least, he's not going to get past Washington, who I believe has the 8th pick of the draft. So he's going to be a top 10 pick.
His sidekick on the other side, man, he just every time you turn around, he seemed like he's having a sack in the playoffs. Akeem Mesidor, late 1, early 2, sound right to you? Could he go higher?
No, I think late 1 is the earliest he goes. I think he's more of a day 2 pick. Great football player, kind of funky measurements, 6'2.5", 270 pounds, 271 pounds. Don't know that he's going to test all that well. Just a really, really good football player. Where are you going to stand him up over tackle? You're going to have him come out of a 3-point stance. I think he's more of an end in a 4-man line. Does have an injury history. He's a little bit overaged. but a real good football player who I think is going to be a day 2 pick.
Francis Mauigoa. We've heard, matter of fact, during the playoffs, we heard the right tackle for the University of Miami that he could be the number 1 guard and he can play tackle. Obviously, we've seen that. Where do the pros like him, and where does he rank for you?
I think he's an offensive tackle until he proves otherwise. I feel that way about tackles, especially left tackles. And with the fact that, you talk about how bad of a quarterback draft it is this year, it's not a very good tackle draft, especially at the top. It's going to be interesting. I think Mauigoa and Fano are going to battle to be the first tackle selected. I spoke with people at the Shrine Bowl. They think that Mauigoa can go third to the Arizona Cardinals, who desperately need a right tackle. I don't believe that. And no one I spoke to at the Shrine Bowl thinks an offensive tackle is going to go that early. He could end up with the Miami Dolphins. He's very likely to be a top 10 pick, but if he gets out of the top 10, I absolutely see the Dolphins jumping all over him.
Fernando Mendoza, he's a South Florida guy from Columbus High School down here in Dade County. It's amazing for all these guys that dropped off the board or decided to go back to college for another year, or guys like Nussmeier or Klubnik that just didn't have great seasons because of injury or just poor performance. And then there's Fernando Mendoza, transfers from Cal to go to Indiana, and just like he's improved so much, it's incredible over the last 24 months. What do you see in him that everybody likes, obviously, besides everything he's done?
Well, the first thing is going back to school is a lot easier these days with the NIL deal, as Miami Hurricane fans know. As far as Mendoza, I don't think it's that incredible because as far as I'm concerned, Curt Cignetti is the best football coach in America, pro or college. So he got great coaching. He is a tall, athletic guy. He's smart. He plays within the system. He's disciplined, but he also steps up and makes the big play when you need it. He protects the football. People are saying, well, he's not Trevor Lawrence coming out of college when Trevor Lawrence was rated so highly, but I think people are underrating Fernando Mendoza. I think the only reason he didn't carry that Indiana offense on his shoulders is because he didn't have to, because they played balanced football on offense. But when they needed him to step up, whether it be in the national title game, whether it be in the game against Ohio State in the Big Ten title game, whether it be against that game against Penn State, that last drive, he stepped up and showed that he can carry that offense. I think people are going to poke holes in this game that aren't there for the next 3 months. I think in the end, if Clint Kubiak takes that Raiders job, which it looks like he's going to, and they select Fernando Mendoza, he is going to be a dynamite quarterback on Sunday.
Yeah, man, I'm with you. Tony, I'm totally with you on that. He just smart as can be, and everything else, his leadership, the whole works here. Tony, I want to ask you the strength of this draft from what you've seen and outside of the East-West game and Senior Bowl, the guys that haven't worked out. What's the strength of this draft for you? A couple positions for me.
Defensive front seven, edge rushers. You mentioned the 2 guys from Miami, off-ball linebacker, which is really a position that's sort of depressed and now not looked at that highly on anymore in the NFL, but it's a terrific off-ball linebacker draft. I think it's a deep tight end draft. You're not going to get, except for Kenyon Sadiq of Oregon, who's probably going to be a bottom third of round 1 guy. There's not a lot of dynamite talent, but when you get into that 3rd, 4th, 5th round area, you're going to be able to come out with a real serviceable tight end, a guy that could start off as a number 2 tight end and develop into a number 1 down the road.
Yeah, and then, of course, the other one is, I got to ask you, I know you follow all these guys, a lot of talk about Malik Willis if you can't find your guy. What's your thoughts on Malik Willis, who had a couple wins last year for Green Bay as a backup? People still think he's got a chance to be a starter. What are your thoughts on Malik?
Physically gifted. I'm surprised he kind of flubbed the way he did. But, it's like any other quarterback or at the position. You get good coaching, you can turn it around, and you can really elevate your game. I think he's got the underlying skills to be a starter on Sunday. I think he's got the mental temperament. Just need the proper coaching.
Yeah, that's going to be a really, really interesting one to watch. Hey, I wanted to ask you about the wide receiver position. Dolphins also looking at the wide receiver position? Deep, a lot of guys in the first couple of rounds, or no?
Not really. I mean, you have some guys at the top: Carnell Tate of Ohio State, Jordan Tyson of Arizona State, Makai Lemon of USC, Casey Concepcion of Texas A&M, that are good. They're not great. They're not dominant number one receivers, but they're very, very good. I think after that, you're likely looking at number threes and number fours. I mean, different types of receivers, big possession receivers, smaller, quick route runners that separate from opponents and catch the ball well. But there's no, as far as I'm concerned, there's no knockout number one. I think when you look at these mock drafts and you see all these receivers going in the first round or early in the first round, I should say, it's more need-based rather than these guys are just great receivers.
Hey, Tony, I got to ask you this. It used to be, I remember, and I know you went through this too. You've been around, and guys didn't play in that bowl game. They go, so it was a meaningless bowl game, whether it's a Gator Bowl, and it had no championship, anything with the championship with it. So guys said, hey, I'm going to get ready for the NFL. I'm done. We saw Christian McCaffrey do it. Now we got guys transferring to 2 to 3 schools. Is it affecting the way NFL looks at these guys? I don't think it does. What are your thoughts when they see guys transfer 2 or 3 times?
It depends. It's an individual case-by-case basis. You can't broad brush it. I mean, like, again, the NIL has changed everything, and these guys are bouncing around for money. You know, if he was pushed out of a program or he didn't live up to expectations at a program and transferred someplace else, I mean, that's going to be a question. Like Keontae Scott of Miami, terrific, was a solid player and then really turned it up this year. So there's going to be questions as to why he bounced around and why it took him so long to develop his game.
Yeah, by the way, what'd you think of him overall? My God, we had no idea he was going to be that good. You talk about a guy that seems like he made plays. What's the thoughts on his play and where he could go in this draft?
I think he's going to be a day 3 pick. It's kind of interesting because, Miami kind of used him almost as a safety. He was constantly facing the action. I think there's going to be questions. He can definitely play facing the action. There's no doubt about it. He's smart. He's explosive. You mentioned he's a playmaker. He doesn't have mental lapses. I think the question is, can you put him in man coverage? Can he make plays with his back to the ball? Or are you just going to say, hey, listen, we're going to line him up as a zone dime back as either, a corner or safety, which he did so well last season.
Well, Tony, thank you, man. That's a good teaser for us today. I really appreciate it. It's great to have you on again, man. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me, Joe. Good to be back with you.
All right, buddy. Tony Pauline, NFL draft analyst at Essentially Sports, joining us this morning to talk a little bit about upcoming empty quarterback draft. Oh, my gosh. And we still got to find out if guys suing the NCAA, trying to get another year of eligibility. Oh my God. It's crazy times out there right now, folks. Hey, we're not done. Kyle Crabbs, host of Locked On Fins podcast and A to Z Sports NFL analyst, is going to join us coming up at 8:40, and we'll talk to him and get caught up on some things going on here as we get set for Super Bowl. Is it 60, Woody? Is that what Super Bowl 60? God, I know I'm getting old, man. Go ahead and ask me, Woody. 17 and 19, man. I just thought we'd go all the time, man. I thought we'd try a couple more. Super Bowl 17, 19, man. That was it. That was the last ones around here. Hey, South Florida, man. I know we talk a lot about football. We got hockey going on. We got basketball going on, but get ready. Baseball is about ready to start back up. Stowers and Conine and Edwards and all the guys. A lot of young guys going full-time into year 2 now. Big improvement. Well, baseball is going to be back, and Marlins FanFest presented by ADT is happening this Saturday, February 7th, 4 to 8 p.m. at Lone Depot Park. Meet the players, bring the family, check out the activities, and get exclusive clubhouse access. Plus, you'll see the brand new Marlins jersey and get a preview of what's coming up here in 2026. It's the first big baseball moment of the year, and it costs you exactly $0. It's free. Grab your free tickets at marlins.com/fanfest. Hey, see you on Saturday.
Nicola.
by the NFL. We have no say in the voting process. We don't participate in the voting process. I think you know this, but I want to make sure that the question doesn't lead people to that conclusion. I think it's really an important honor, and it's something that should be done with a lot of clarity, a lot of understanding of what's expected of those voters. I'm not even sure I'm aware of it. I've never been part of that process. Our board does nothing more in the voting other than to approve the leaders of the media that participate in that. And it's a single vote. It's just, will you approve this panel of selectors? So we are not involved in it. Listen, Bill Belichick's record goes without saying. Same with the Patriots and Robert Kraft, who's also a candidate. They are spectacular. They've contributed so much to this game, and I believe they'll be Hall of Famers.
All right, Roger Goodell saying, "Hey, Bill, you'll get in, man. You'll get in. I got nothing to do with it, but you're going to get in. There's no question about it. Oh, by the way, Bill, listen, there might be another guy having a private party of his own, Robert Kraft, because he didn't get in either. Just a breaking story breaking news, Robert Kraft did not get in, was eligible to get in, and it didn't happen for Robert Kraft. So him, Bill Belichick, I'm happy. I'm glad Robert Kraft didn't get in. Just adds to all the other stuff. It's an incredible story. It really is. I don't know how bad it is with Tom. And maybe we're all wrong and Tom and Bill really are crazy about each other. Maybe they are. They did a lot of winning. I know there's respect on what they're able to do as head coach and quarterback for 20 years. The greatest thing we've ever seen. Greatest thing we've ever seen. Not even close. Being on the other side of it in the AFC East and being here for all of those 20 years, what Brady and Belichick did, Belichick, Brady, Belichick, and the rest of them, 20 friggin' years of basically dominating. Even in 1 year when Brady got hurt, backup quarterback, they still had 11 wins. So the only year we actually won the AFC East, that was it. And we had 11 wins. I think we had identical wins, and we won the tiebreaker that year to get in. So anyway, it is strange that all the success they've had, I see they're doing one on the 49ers dynasty right now. Listen, nothing against Steve Young and Joe Montana and Bill Walsh and having it rolling, and they did. They had that West Coast thing. It was unique, and it dominated. But it didn't dominate. It's kind of like when people talk about Kansas City, Mahomes and Reed and all the other guys. I'm like, hey, it never even close to dominating the way the Patriots dominated the AFC East and the rest of football overall. I mean, going deep into the playoffs, my God, and everything they did, 6 championships and going to the, Super Bowl 8 or 9 times and all the games they played in the AFC Championship where they lost. I mean, they were knocking on the door, seemed like just about every year. Just incredible for 20 years. Saying all that, it is really weird to sit back and see. And again, I think Brady, it looks like Brady and Kraft are very close. Very close. But it is weird, Bill Belichick's relationship, and maybe it tells you all you need to know if you've seen that personality he has. He just doesn't seem to be tight. Now, I might be wrong about Tom. Maybe he and Tom talk every day, and, hey, it's before practice, just wanted to check in with you, man. I do know they have respect for each other. I do. But not sure how that thing ended when you tell a guy he needs to go someplace else and play, and he says, watch this, Bill. I'm going to give you something to think about. I'm going to go to Tampa Bay and win a championship. And about that time, New England started doing a lot of losing for a few years there. And but now we're not talking about that because here they are in a Super Bowl again with a new coach and a new quarterback. We'll see how that thing goes. But, yeah, it's a weird one, man. The whole thing is very strange. And little documentary they did and all the stuff. And Belichick, I guess, got fired by Kraft. I guess Kraft said, hey, I got to let you go. But I'm so close to Shula's record. Got to go, man. And I think Bill Belichick thought he's going to get another job right away. You agree with that, Woody? He thought somebody got to take me. I've done a lot of, I know in the last couple of years haven't been great, but somebody, I would, man. Listen, you have that kind of success. You have an ego. We all got big egos. If you're in sports, the ego's even bigger. And I think that one in Atlanta was just the final punch when he got the second interview, thinking, well, honey, get ready. We're going to be in Atlanta. Get your cheerleading school ready to go in Atlanta because we're going.
Yeah, I'm guessing he didn't think he'd end up in Chapel Hill.
No.
Which hasn't gone well.
No, that thing.
I don't think will go well.
No, because he ain't putting in that kind of time.
No.
Why would he? If I had $200 million that I've earned,
he shouldn't have taken the job if he didn't want to do it.
I think he wanted to coach. By the way, don't you think Nick Saban told him, don't get into this? I got out for a reason. Why would you do this?
You would think.
Nick had to tell. Like, Nick's not going to beat around the bush. And I know Nick and Belichick are close. But there is no way Saban said, Bill, at this point in your life, I think you ought to go coach at North Carolina. I'm getting out because the money got crazy, and now people, even when I got them, they go, I'd go coach, but I got 20 other schools paying a lot more than you are. And that fine said that just Saban said that's it. And guys are asking him, hey, am I playing more next year and am I making more money? What's the deal? And those guys, all those old school guys, you got to earn your job, and it's a little different, little different coaching, a little different style with this whole thing. And so I think we're all surprised. I thought after 1 year he'd be gone too. I thought he just said, I'm done. This thing, enough. We got our ass kicked around pretty good in year one.
If this year goes like last year, they might fire him. They spent a lot of money on this whole staff.
And
all
North Carolina got a lot of money now.
Man.
Don't listen. North Carolina can play the game. They can play the game if they have to. If they want to get into doing it, I don't think money's the issue at North Carolina. I might be wrong. Doesn't look like
they paid the coaching staff a lot of money, so they got money for that.
So I think we're all kind of curious to see what this is going to look like going forward here, because I thought he's gone. I don't know about you guys, and there's no question if somebody would have given him one of those 10 NFL jobs, he would have dumped him like a bad date. He would have jumped North Carolina and hit. Sorry, guys, some of you can come with me. My two boys, you're in.
He's got to know, though, it's done. I mean, there's no pro team is going to offer him a job. Just not going to happen.
Rex Ryan got on this thing. Buffalo ought to take him. And
yeah,
I'm like,
sure.
Where's that coming from, Rex? Really? What's that about?
They're going young, man.
Yeah.
Everyone's going young.
It's different. And honestly, you hate to say it, but sometimes, times change. It's changed. I've been telling Grumpy Bo that. I tell Bo when he comes. He's coming in Thursday.
Really?
He didn't want to miss. He wanted to be here we'll get him going.
He can't be as angry right now, though, right?
No, he's good now.
He must like the new coach.
He stayed away on all that stuff, but I think
I saw that.
He is now.
He must like this guy, though.
Yeah, he does. This will be his kind of guy.
Yeah.
But our head coach, by the way, Jeff Hafley, is getting raving reviews from everybody, starting with just his interviews after what we've seen.
Yeah.
That's
great, but,
got to do it.
Yeah.
No, listen, Jeff Hafley knows, and our GM knows our fan base has been beaten up. Now, I will tell you, nobody rebounds like Miami Dolphin football fans. Yeah,
because they get teased every single year.
They don't get teased every year. Sometimes we just come out and go 1-6, and you go, gotcha. What is this, Joe? We can't finish a game, and oh my God. And but I will tell you, man, they're, and I'm already getting like, we can turn this thing around quickly. I go, if we got draft. By the way, going back to purely starting with one thing, drafting a full class. We did it last year. I don't know how well we did it last year, by the way. That's still up in the air because we didn't really have anybody dominate. We had some guys make some plays late in the year, but we'll find out, and probably starts with the defensive line, and we need those guys to take the next step this year. And usually, to be fair, year 1 to 2, you make your biggest jump. You're comfortable now. You played a lot. You come back. you've seen all the old veteran tricks and what they're going to do, and you know the scouting report on you got to work on, or they're going to continue to do the same things to you, so all that stuff. But we needed fresh eyeballs and brains up in that second floor to draft and get some guys. We don't need guys that can come in, and by the end of the year, we don't know how good they're going to be. We need some guys that come in this year in that draft and go, damn, we hit the rookie draft pick. We hit the draft pot with that one, man. Let's go. Let's roll. And I think everybody's kind of refreshed, man. He's bringing in the Green Bay style into here, but it's got to be back to the draft. Can't be small draft classes and spend all this money on free agents, and then they start pouting, and we give them more money, and I don't know, man. It was like if somebody had a nice smile, all right, you're smiling at me, you get an extension. I mean, we were given extensions. My God, the coach got an extension. Players are getting extensions. Oh, he's sitting out practice. He's not happy. Extension. Oh, his girlfriend's upset. Extension. We're just giving them to everybody. So now there's going to be a lot more discipline from the top down. I do know these things. I do know a few things, not a lot. Some things I know I can't say, but getting back to doing it and getting back to fundamentals of draft, coach them up, develop them, and keep the good ones is something we need to do. We don't want disgruntled guys and guys going out and guys telling you who should fire at coach and all that stuff that's been going on. That stuff's got to stop. That's enough. Hey, speaking of not enough, I don't get enough of Kyle Krabs, who's going to join us next. We'll talk to Kyle, talk a little bit about this Dolphin team, and we'll get into it. We've got a lot of stuff. Still waiting to find out if what's going to happen, if the Miami Heat are going to have a chance to get Giannis or not. And the Panthers, if you missed it, we'll have it coming up 9 o'clock hour. Matthew Tkachuk pretty strong after last night's fourth straight loss for the Panthers. We're once again tight in the fourth and just couldn't get it, man. And now 55 games in, 59 points, 9 points back. Ouch. Anyway, right now I want to talk to you about Recovery Unplugged. Hey, new year means fresh start, new goals, and a chance to reset. And if your mental health needs a comeback season, hey, man, we all get off the road. We all been in a funk. Not everybody. Some of you don't go through it. I did. Recovery Unplugged Behavioral Health is here to help with a beautiful mental health residential program right here in Fort Lauderdale. Whatever's happened to you that's got you a little sidetracked here right now and just can't get out of that funk that you've been in, boy, I'll tell you what, Recovery Unplugged can help you. They've helped over 20,000 people nationwide with expert care, music-based healing, innovative treatments like ketamine therapy for depression, anxiety, and trauma. Make this the year you put yourself first. Do it. And if somebody you know is going through it, tell them about Recovery Unplugged. Call 954-737-4508 or visit recoveryunplugged.com. It's a new year. It's a new you. Recovery Unplugged. Heal out loud.
WQA.
Pike and northbound at Northwest.
Yachtly Crew, February 3rd.
It is time to head back out to the Toyota of Hollywood hotline. Shop over 2,000 Toyotas on sale. One location, Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan, toyotaofhollywood.com.
All right, Woody, thank you. Kyle Krabs, host of Locked On Fins podcast and A to Z Sports NFL analyst, joins us this morning. And, you know, there's not a day can go by that we don't somehow talk about quarterback. It's so important at every level. I just watched the East-West game, saw the Senior Bowl, talked to Charles Davis, who was at the Senior Bowl, and he says, not a great-looking quarterback class. How you looking at this quarterback position, knowing the Dolphins are one of 5, 6, 7 teams looking for a quarterback? What's the best way in year one to at least Band-Aid this thing?
Yeah, they get a couple different options that they can go. I would agree with Charles that the assessment for if you're trying to get one in the draft, it's not a great year to need a quarterback. And there's a bunch of teams, including some in front of the Dolphins in the queue, who will have that, opportunity to make that pick at quarterback. So I think the most telling thing is the examples that Sully gave when he had a sit-down interview with Cam Wolfe, and he talked about, he went to Seattle, and he talked about Seattle back in when John Schneider first got there, and they went Charlie Whitehurst, and they went Matt Flynn, and then they draft Russell Wilson, and that's the embodiment of what he's talking about, and where you're going to take swings of the bat, and it's not going to be we're going to draft the guy in the first round, and that's the guy for the next 6 years, no questions asked. And I just think this year it's do you take a lottery ticket on a young guy? Do you trade for somebody's backup who maybe is ready for a chance to start? Do you go for a guy that's a little bit more long in the tooth to try to get you a chance to compete while simultaneously looking at your other options long term for what should be a much better quarterback class in 27? And I recognize we say that about every college quarterback class, but I think it's true this year.
Okay.
So it's what's the most high upside, low opportunity cost decision that you can make, where you're not going to look back and be like, man, we really regret going for this guy, but it could have paid off for us, and maybe it does pay off for us.
If they like Malik Willis, because they know him better than anybody, we've been saying this. GM, the head coach, been there. Your head coach practiced against him. He was running scout team as you got your game plan, and he was a quarterback of every other team all year. So you can see when they said, hey, we need you to run more today, going, damn, he can run. And then he got a chance to play in a few games. Some people I've talked to really, really like him a lot. So if we do like him, he's going to want to get paid. He knows the situation he's in, and going to have a chance to start maybe at a few different places. How high a price do you go on a guy like that, considering the cap hell we're in right now?
Yeah, well, I think the way that you can look at it is you can do anything in a short-term window, right? And what I think would work in Miami's favor with something like this is I think Malik would prefer to have a shorter-term contract to get a chance to get another bite at the quarterback contract apple by betting on himself and playing well while being the starter somewhere. So I don't think you're looking at grand sums of guaranteed money across multiple years. It's probably, I would guess he'd be more attracted to like a 2-year deal or a 1-year deal like Daniel Jones did in Indianapolis, where he took the 1-year deal, right? And Justin Fields took a 2-year deal. And I think those are, I would lean more towards an inflation-adjusted dollar amount relatively close to what Fields got last year, which was $20 million per. With the salary cap going up another $20 million, $22 million, maybe you're talking 22, 23. You start getting north of that, I think that's a pretty hard sell. Because at the end of the day, the skill set's really enticing, but he has 155 career pass attempts. I just have I got a really hard time picturing NFL teams offering $30 million to a player with that workload when that's what, like, Sam Darnold was getting off the Pro Bowl with 35 touchdown passes and 4,000 yards.
Totally
I
agree.
just think that's not a one-for-one. I understand it's scarce. I don't think it's going to go there. But if it does, I would be looking elsewhere because that gets into that cost-effective swing for an answer. And I don't think at that point it would be cost-effective.
The next one I'm going to ask you, I don't think it's going to happen, but I got to throw it out because I do know they have a good relationship. Nathaniel Hackett, the quarterback coach, and Aaron Rodgers' relationship and the Green Bay thing. And I don't think he'd come here because I think he wants to win in his last year. If he comes back, it seems to me he would go back to Pittsburgh and they'll get him more weapons to play with. What are your thoughts there?
I think when you get into names like Rodgers and even Kirk Cousins, that it loses a little bit of appeal for me because at least with Malik Willis, you can look at and say, well, he's 26, right? Like if you hit, there's a long-term opportunity there that you don't get with those other guys. So I think that's where it kind of, for me, would be counterproductive to go with a veteran like that because I understand, like, and Jeff Hafley said this in whatever number of interviews that he did. It's like, we're going to build this the right way, but we are going to try to be competitive right off the jump. We're not going to be content to purposefully lose games or anything like that. And I'm sure they'll be interested in what their best options are for long-term and short-term. But I don't think, them talking about this being something that's built for sustainable success, I don't see those short-term bridges being overly attractive options unless they're for like minimum salary, which you obviously would not get with Aaron Rodgers.
Kyle, I want to ask you this one. Just looking at Pro Football Focus, they were not very kind to our grades for our rookie class last year in a lot of positions. I think they're all coming back and hey, listen, we're going young. We're going, it's cheap. That first contract around. Which guys have the biggest upside for you going from year one to now year two?
I think probably Kenneth Grant's at the top of that list. And I think the Jeff Hafley defense, if it looks like what it's looked like in some other spots, people are looking for the splash plays, right? They were, well, where's the sacks? Where's the tackle for losses? This front, I would expect, is going to be a little bit more geared towards getting penetration in the backfield instead of stacking the point of attack, extending your hands, reading the block, diagnosing where the ball carrier's at, and then discarding the block. It's a lot more like we're going to create chaos and get hit to hit with blockers early and play on the plus side of the line of scrimmage. So I think Kenneth Grant, with the physical tools, with the size that he has, going into a scheme with Hafley that I think will be a little bit more focused on getting penetration in the backfield, I think he's the sky's the limit there. And I think he has a chance to alleviate some of those, I'll use air quotes here, questions that people have, because, he was not good the first month, 5-6 weeks of the season, but I thought he settled in really well after that. He ended up finishing top 3 in pressures and sacks and run stuffs for all rookie defensive tackles last year, and all that, and being in a role in which he's encouraged to be more disruptive.
How do you feel about Jordan Phillips, who also played a lot next to him?
Yeah, I think probably the alignment will look different. He spent a lot of time in the A-gaps, where I think if you're going to put him in a penetration style, it's he could do some one tech, but when you go with your odd front stuff and you go the interior down 3, I think you could kick him out to be a little bit more of a penetration player that plays in the B gap. So I think that role will look a little different. I'm not super concerned about, if he's going to now be one of those like sunk cost players that you lose altogether because he doesn't fit the scheme. And it couldn't help but notice when the Dolphins put out their behind the scenes for that introduction day for Jeff Hafley, Jordan Phillips was one of the guys that was there at the presser afterwards. And they caught Jeff Hafley on the mic and said, "Hey, I loved you when you came out. You played the game the right way." So that kind of caught my attention as a guy that, you might look at, oh, well, he was a nose here with what he was this past year for the Dolphins penetration scheme. Are we a little worried there? I think the usage and the alignment will probably just look a little different for him.
Hey, so they're putting this coaching staff together, and two of my favorite guys, I'm very open about it, Joe Barry and Austin Clark, were two guys who were treated me great last year, always had time in the morning or afternoon, or Madrid spent a little more time with Joe Barry. But I was a little surprised because he was a former defensive coordinator in Green Bay before Halfley came along, and he kept him. So to me, that tells you how good a coach he is and the job that he did. I don't know what their relationship was before, but did that surprise you at all?
A little bit, just because they had also hired – it's been reported that they hired Al Washington, who was on the Notre Dame staff, to come in and do linebackers for them as well. So now you've got Halfley that's going to be the play caller defensively. The new defensive coordinator is Sean Duggan, who last year did linebackers in Green Bay. And you hired somebody from Notre Dame to reportedly come in and coach the linebackers. And then on top of that, you're keeping Joe Barry, who was the linebackers coach last year. So that was the part of it that surprised me, not the fact that they had respect for Joe Barry and wanted to bring him back, because I agree with you. I think he does a great job as a positional coach. His tenure as the defensive coordinator in Green Bay didn't go particularly well, but he's got a great track record of working with linebackers and being in some kind of a role working within the front seven. So I'm curious what his role is going to end up being and how all of that shakes out. But I mean, he helped get Jordan Brooks first team All-Pro last year, right? Like, he was the position coach that did that. And I got a great deal of respect for Joe Barry as well. And I was pumped they got Austin Clark back too.
Yeah. By the way, I am too. And Dotson and Brooks just together just put up stupid numbers at those inside linebacker positions last year, to your point. Hey, so you've been following all this stuff and I know a lot of the top guys didn't show up and took some time off after the playoffs, or some of them just know they're going to be top picks and aren't going to go to any bowl games. They're going to have their pro day, and that's going to be it. But I do want to ask you, with that 11th pick, as we kind of look at this, it's not going to be a quarterback at 11. Even if we dance with the pick a little bit up or a little bit back, I'm just curious what position you looking at, considering what kind of talent we have in this draft.
Yeah, it's I think you've got a decent chance for a number of positions to be kind of that best player available. I would agree that quarterback's not going to be it, where like QB2 in this year's class is probably somebody that whether you think it's Ty Simpson from Alabama or somebody else, I think you're looking at first 8 picks of the second round, kind of like where Tyler Shuck went to the Saints last year out of Louisville. That's kind of like the range in which I think it's appropriate to kind of take that bet on a guy with 15 starts. But you could tell me it's a defensive end, like a pass rusher. You could tell me it's a corner.
Yeah.
You could tell me it's the non-premium positions on the defense, like Sonny Styles, linebacker out of Ohio State. You could tell me it's safety Caleb Downs if he slides to you. I think he's kind of a do-it-all safety that I wouldn't say he's Kyle Hamilton, but he's got some alignment versatility that you could do a lot of things with that I think Jeff Halfley would probably have a lot of fun with. You tell me it's an offensive lineman, whether that's Malioa from Miami, whether that's Ione, the guard from Penn State, is very, very clean prospect. I think he's got great appeal right off the jump in pass protection and has plenty of mass to go from point A to point B in the run game. I think it could be a wide receiver. Like you could literally go almost anything other than quarterback.
Yeah.
And depending on what happens in the first 10 picks, you could look at it and be like, well, I think that's probably the best player. You could tell me we take him and I'd be fine with it.
The only thing I would say, one position, and I heard the Senior Bowl, they were raving about a couple of the defensive tackles dominate. And I was like, hope we don't take one, because if we do, that tells me Phillips, Grant, and Biggers did not impress this new coaching staff if they do that. Would you agree and be shocked if they took a defensive tackle, somebody inside?
I would be shocked, because probably the 2 best defensive tackle names that were down there in Mobile were Lee Hunter from Texas Tech and Caleb Banks from Florida. And Hunter was kind of like a late emergence this year and played with a bunch of studs on that Texas Tech front, where like David Bailey's projected to be a top 10 pick and Romello Heights projected to be like a top 50, top 75 pick. So they have a lot of talent on that front. And then Caleb Banks, he only played in like 2 games this past year. He had an injury issue, always been very toolsy, but the actual production and putting it all together has kind of been the question mark there. Like, I would be surprised if those guys went in the top 20, top 25. So I think you're probably pretty safe in that regard from where those guys are projected to where the Dolphins are at least currently picking.
Let's talk real quickly. Front office, the GM and his staff got to make a decision on Bradley Chubb and Minkah Fitzpatrick. You have a feeling either way, it's both coming off good years, really wanted to be here. I thought it helped them when they started to play better. Those guys are a big reason. And the way they kind of put this team, along with Jordan Brooks and some other guys, really their leadership. You expect them both back?
I don't expect them both back. And that for me comes down to, I think in order to get the salary cap situation right, I think they're going to have to cut some cash off the budget this year. And Minka's owed 15.6, 15.8, whatever it is. And Bradley's owed like 20.23. You put those two guys together, you're talking over $35 million in cash that not all of that would hit your salary cap this year either. That would be more cap that gets pushed into future years to fit it under the cap this year, but with what your cap situation is. None of that money for both of those guys is guaranteed. So that's for me. Oh, can you trade one of them? Would you just move on from both and kind of take the full-on flush with the cash situation? Do you extend one and move on from the other? I think Minka's got more long-term appeal than Bradley does. So I'd be very surprised if they were both back. I would not be surprised ultimately at the end of the day with the big picture conversations that they're having if neither of them were back too.
Wow. Kyle, it's a good way good teaser here with a lot of time to still try to figure out the old quarterback position. Kyle, thank you so much, brother. Appreciate you coming on.
Great as always, Joe. Thanks.
Kyle Krabs, the host of Locked On Fins podcast and A to Z Sports NFL analyst, joining us here before we hit this 9 o'clock hour. Atlantic Men's Clinic, ED and Low T. How's your energy level out there? Seriously. Oh, I don't care if you're in your 40s, 50s, 60s. You know how this low T thing, your old low T numbers are dropping, and all of a sudden you're dropping, as in no energy to do nothing. Are you finding yourself a lot more tired than you used to be? Are you finding yourself not as energetic to go out and do the things you were doing just a few years ago and everybody's telling you it's normal? You're getting closer to retirement. This is what happens. So you're sitting on that couch a lot more. You're taking more naps than ever, and you're eating the same amount of food. You know where I'm going. You gain that automatic 10 to 15 pounds. Then on top of that, as I have found out, there's this thing that follows low T around. It's called ED, where the sex drive gets affected. And then you got to make some serious decisions. That's a tough one. I don't care what age you are. That's a tough one that I did not do real well with. I went to Atlantic Men's Clinic, man, and I got great results, and I've been telling the world, go to Atlantic Men's Clinic. It works, man. You get the PSA test. They got a great staff that makes you feel comfortable, the men and women in there. You can joke with them and get the whole – well, you don't have to be an idiot like I am, but, hey, you get all the testing done. They look at your numbers and put you on a program right there. It works quickly because that's the next question. How fast? Quickly? I know what you're talking about. I know you want to get your sex drive back. I get it. You want to be able to do things like you used to. You used to go for long walks. You used to have a favorite sport. Now you're not playing it because you're too tired. Stop it. They have 7 locations in South Florida to serve you. You got to set up that first appointment. It's the big difference. 877-455-7300. Set it up. Go see him. Tell him Joe Rose said we're good friends, and you want the same results he has. That's 877-455-7300, or visit AtlanticMen'sClinic.com. It works.
Today's topics are sponsored by Local Plumbers.
because I just thought it was what a small world. I don't know. I don't know him that well.
Your number's out there though.
Everybody's got my number.
Yeah.
If you don't, something's wrong. For a good time.
I give it to people.
Yeah,
whenever
so does
they
everybody
ask,
else.
so.
Sorry. Half the fan base has my phone number. I've given it to so many people. All right. Hey, listen, welcome back for the 9 o'clock hour. Want to thank Tony and Kyle for coming on, talk a little bit about Dolphins and the draft. But we got a lot of other stuff going on here. We down the stretch, man. Second half of the season. Heat and Hawks tonight. And still waiting on this Giannis Antetokounmpo situation, as in trade. Thursday, 3 p.m. is the deadline. So it's this Thursday. And you got a chance to get a guy, man, win healthy. I do say win healthy because he's had, I think this is the second time he's hurt his calf this year. But boy, he is at a level you just don't have on that team. It's nothing against any of the players on that team. You don't have anything close to Giannis Antetokounmpo. Even at age 31, the guy is really good. Came back after the last injury and telling his teammate we got to win every game. He was playing hard and putting up some big numbers, but it's just not working there. Looks like there's 4 teams involved. The Heat, Timberwolves, Golden State, and the Knicks seem to be the names thrown out the most. And you can tell the Heat they're trying, man. Everybody's saying the Heat are going at it and trying to figure out draft picks, and everybody's putting in their best offers here to see who's going to get them. Now, I saw one article. Look at this, a compliment to Pelle Larsson, who's really played well. He's got a lot of starts, but recently he's had some 20-point games, and he's always hustled. He is he's the energy bunny, man. That guy gets after it. And he's a Heat kind of player. No question about what they like, and he's getting better and better. Probably nobody's improved more than he has. Even Jaime Jaquez, who's in year 3, has really had a nice bounce back year too. But Pelle's been good, man. He's been really good. But I hate to say this, but if you got to throw him in too, and all of a sudden Milwaukee's got a crush on him, throw his ass in the deal too to get this. So anyway, we'll find out over the next couple days what's going to happen there. But boy, they are teasing us, man. They are teasing us that the Heat are definitely hanging in there so far. All right.
Congrats to James, by the way, from Fort Lauderdale, took the ticket.
James, good stuff.
We have more the rest of the week.
We do.
Yes.
Oh, man, I got to tell you, we do those ticket giveaways for Panthers and the Heat. Freaking people love those things, man.
Yeah.
It's great. Great.
That could be, that game's on the 9th. That could be Giannis's debut. So, you never know.
He comes back. He's healthy. The place is going nuts, and you got 2 tickets. I like that, Woody. That was good. Maybe if it is his first game, we can get 2 tickets that day if it happens and we find out Giannis coming here.
You want to go down there for that?
No. I'm going to stay consistent. No.
Okay.
I'll have you go.
You haven't been to a Heat game in a while, huh?
I have not.
We get you out of the house.
I haven't been to a Heat game, and I haven't been to a Panthers game since the championship run.
Mm-hmm.
I did have
fair weather.
I had special Amaranth seats with that, with Goldie up there.
Yeah, we're trying to get you to a Canes basketball game. That's
I know
next
you are.
step.
I know. They're all over that. I know.
Got to get you out there.
Hey, man, I got to tell you, if I was single and I didn't have grandkids and kids and a wife, and it was just me, which it looks like at times it's been real close that it is just going to be me, my ass would be going to games all the time. Yeah. I told you. I
know.
What do you like most when you're not doing sports? Sports. When you're not covering sports, what do you like to get away from sports? Sports. I love what we do. I truly love doing this. Panthers, not loving what's going on right now. 4 straight loss for them last night, a 5-3 loss. And it's nothing really to criticize. They're banged up. They lost their best player by far in Barkov. You can't replace him. And they've had a lot of guys banged up. Kachuk's just back now for a handful of games. And they got a lot of guys they've called up that truly, they're just not ready to play at the level that, and it's not their thing. That's what weren't expecting to call this many guys up. And they've had to call a bunch up because of injuries, guys trying to get back, guys playing hurt because they need to win games before this break that they're going to have, try to get back in this thing. If you missed it, Matthew Tkachuk. Matthew Tkachuk really said it all talking after the loss last night to the Sabres.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it seems like somebody's getting injured every night. And, I feel for, obviously that's never ideal when he goes out with an injury that early. But I thought some guys stepped up. I thought Lucic, I've always enjoyed playing with Lucic. I thought he hasn't played center much this year or at all, and he thought he did a really good job there. I feel for, a lot of the guys too have been going at it for like 55, however many games, and being put in different situations, and it's wild. And not even some of the guys in right now, I'm seeing them just work their absolute ass off and grind and play through stuff so that they can stay in and play. So it's been wild, but we are in trouble right now.
Wow, that was Matthew Tkachuk, brutally honest about this hockey team right now. It's they got problems, man. I'll tell you what, these last few games, those are games they always used to win, right? I mean, even early in the season when they had everybody, like we're down 2 in the third period, no problem. They came back. They scored 3 or 4 goals, but right now I think it's just finally, for all the reasons Matthew Tkachuk just said, has caught up to him. Here's the crazy part. They're going to an all-star game. They'll get rested up. Have you watched these hockey tournaments they have? As in the Winter Olympics, we saw it. What was that thing called, Woody, again, that they had?
The Four Nations?
The Four Nations. Yeah. This is going to be
the one where he got hurt. Yeah.
This is going to be 4 nations on steroids when the Winter Olympics, and these guys are playing for their countries. We got, 8 or 9, 10 guys playing in, if they're healthy, going to play for their countries, and I'm guessing they're going to do everything possible, even if they have to miss a couple games here, to make sure they represent their country.
Well, this might be our playoff run, the Olympics, so.
Yeah. So.
That's okay, man. I mean, you're not going to get it every year.
No.
It's tough. They played a lot of hockey.
I agree. And listen, they were going for it. They didn't expect this many injuries. As Tkachuk said, now guys are playing out of position. And this all started. Listen, this all started when camp started and Barkov got hurt. It's just, and the first thing out of coach's mouth is, we have guys score his points, or we can't replace him. All the things that Barkov does, you can't replace him. Everything, including face-offs. One of the best face-off guys in hockey. All right, no problem. We'll get it. Here, we'll get you. We're going to get it here, right here. Power play gets set up. And that's just, you call a lot of guys up. You probably don't recognize, unless you're a diehard fan and you follow the minor league teams, that a lot of new faces are up there playing right now. It's just hard, man. It's tough compared to that core of guys that we got used to that were getting it done. And they, don't get me wrong, they still got a lot of really good players. I was looking at that box score last night to see who was in and who was out. But my God, they are beaten up. Woody, you start looking at this too, man, and this is just reality. They play all those extra games for 3 straight years. I don't know how many you go through all the rounds of the playoffs. Some of these series go 6 and 7 games. All of a sudden, you played another full year of hockey, and it just catches up. Less time off for good reason. Now, listen, they'd all do it again, man. They play hurt. They do everything, wait on surgeries and everything else to get a chance to play in another one of these things and have another parade down A1A Beachfront Avenue. No question about that. All right, so that's the situation of the Heat and the Panthers right now, man. And then, of course, we got the Super Bowl And we got the Dolphins putting their coaching staff together, which is just about done for Jeff Hafley. And now focusing on what they're going to do and trying to figure out who they're going to make a run at, what kind of money they're going to have. And the big one is, what are you going to do with Tua Tagovailoa? What are you going to do with Lefty? I know what I do, but what are they going to do? The guys that have to make the decision, what do you do? I'm guessing they've had some discussions, or will for sure, at least with the agent, if not Tua directly.
Maybe they can make him the practice squad quarterback and try to force him to quit.
Like humiliate him. Just like, hey, go down there with you're not going to be throwing with the 1s and 2s today. Go down there. Do what they did at the end of the year where they made him the third quarterback.
Yeah. And just see if he walks away.
Yeah, he ain't walking.
No.
Hey, he ain't walking away from guaranteed money. There's not one damn dummy out there that's going to walk away from that. You know what? Now you've embarrassed me. I quit. Really?
Well,
it's
worth a shot.
Are you sure? No, not going to happen, Woody. Good try, though. Good try. All right. I'll tell you one thing. In year one, that new general manager is going to earn his money. He got to make a lot of tough calls, and he's already said, and I love this, at the end of the day, I got final say on what we're going to do. I'll listen to everybody, especially my head coach. But when I go, thank you for your opinion, I appreciate it. You can go back and coach now. I mean it. That hasn't been happening around here. That needs to happen. Hey, I'll tell you what else needs to happen. You need to go to your South Florida Chevy dealers and see what's going on for the new year. 2026, man, we're ready to go. It's the perfect time to check out that 2026 lineup of Chevrolet trucks, SUVs, and EVs. Oh, boy, got some great-looking EVs out there, man. Boy, if you're starting to look around, Chevy's got that thing figured out. Really, I want to tell you, man, they talk about something for everybody. Let me introduce you to the A-lister of SUVs, a 2026 Chevy Blazer. It's really a perfect mix of capability, comfort, and confidence with 3 bold personalities to choose from: athletic and eye-catching, aggressive and sporty, or elegant and stylish. Boy, we got them all. The 2026 Chevy Blazer makes every drive worth the trip. The midsize SUV is spacious enough to accommodate a big family, yet doesn't compromise any style. New year, new points of view, and new places to go and new adventures. It's the perfect time to hit the open road in a new Chevy. Whether it's a car, truck, or SUV, your South Florida Chevy dealers have never looked better. I think it's time you take a test drive and find out for yourself. Visit your local South Florida Chevy dealers today. Together, let's drive into the new year.
The Joe
southbound before Miami.
Percent to beat Seattle. $100 trade pay.
Second decision. And the men and women on our field are incredible. And I think that they've proven over and over again, they're really wonderful at what they do. On the other hand, it's a difficult sport to officiate. It's fast, it's quick. And we have to be able to use technology, in my view, to try to prevent the obvious errors.
Roger Goodell, NFL commissioner, State of the NFL News conference last night before they kick everything off here. By the way, they had their also players talking last night, both teams, I believe, here for Super Bowl 60. So now it's down to business and everything else that comes with it. Lot of stuff was brought up with Roger Goodell. 9 international games. I think everybody's just kind of numb to the fact that a lot of these games are going to some of your favorite cities that people take vacations to, including the season opener in Paris. And the Saints are going to be there. Little history lesson. Madrid. Looks like Madrid's going to be in the rotation for a while. Australia, Germany, and then England will have, I believe, 3 games as well. So, yeah, they're going to be a lot. The 18-game schedule was brought up. The Rooney rule and no head coaches, no black head coaches were able to get any of the 10 jobs. Bad Bunny was brought up, and obviously that's, oh, my God, I can't even imagine Monday morning after that Super Bowl. Green Day and Bad Bunny. Green Day is actually a Bay Area band. It's been around forever. And Bad Bunny is going to be a halftime show. And then what you just heard from the commissioner talking about officiating. Let me ask you overall, what do you think the officiating's good or not?
Yeah, I do. And I think it's very hard, like you said, to officiate these games. I just think you need some more clarity on what a catch is. That would be one. And I wish they could find a way to better use the technology with the ball sensor and the first down and spotting. Like, it's such a caveman type like way that they spot the ball. It's a guy that's like, out there on the sideline comes running in and
the guy on the other side has it one place and the other guy, and they're like a half a yard apart.
We just should be able to have the technology where that, like, I mean, it's 2026, man.
I don't
put a sensor in the ball.
So I don't think that affects games as much, but you're right with technology and trying to figure out how to block through and get that technology on the sidelines where bodies block it and it kills the whole thing. It doesn't work is why we found out during preseason why did it take so long. And they said, well, so they explained it to me and it made sense. You got a bunch of 300-pound bodies on the line of scrimmage and it blocks the technology from getting the accurate read of where the ball should be. So they got to work through some of that stuff. And then the other one is going to be around forever that you're never going to be happy with. You're not. And it came up in the Buffalo-Denver game more than once. Was that pass interference or not? Buffalo lost the game on pass interference calls. They just kept calling it. They called them both on White, didn't they? I believe he got the call on both of them. And did they need to call him? They're going, well, this is pass interference, but it's not bad pass interference. So I hate to see, especially the penalty. I don't know if you're with me on this. I thought about this. I'm about ready to go back to the college penalty system for pass interference. Instead of give somebody a 30 or 40-yard play.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was on
Instead
board
of
with
just
that
throw
for
it
sure.
up and the guy they're pushing and shoving down the field and you call and you give him a 50-yard play.
I've never liked the spot foul. Same with pass interference.
Now, if it's super blatant, and the friggin' guy tackles him.
So you want like a clear path?
Yeah, can we
foul?
do that, or is that too much? I'm talking.
I understand what you're saying. Yeah, the guy gets beat, and he just rips
goes,
him down. I'll take
says,
the 15.
Yeah, he goes, I'm going to take this instead of then. But
that's just because, I don't know.
I agree. It's a hard one.
Yeah, the spot foul stuff is not fun.
But I got to tell you, the other one, man, that's on the line of scrimmage. Offensive linemen, and they got a tough job because these guys are playing against, especially these defensive ends that are a lot smaller, rushing the quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't get your guy hit. Last thing you want to do is your guy gets knocked out of a friggin' game because you get whiff on a block. So they grab him. It's tough, man. It's tough out there. And you're going to have holding on every play. And by the way, defensively, they have their issues too. They so it's a tough one. You call holding on every play. You can call pass interference on every play. A lot of times it looks clean from the front, and then the guy comes in, he goes, look at this. He's wrapped around his back with the right back arm.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, Woody. It's going to be ongoing. It's never going to be a perfectly officiated game. It's just not.
No.
It's like the NBA. The NBA's never.
It's actually good because it gives you something to talk about, right? There's always some controversy to talk about in an NFL game, isn't there?
Yes.
Seems like every game.
Look at the Bills-Denver game.
It's every sport, though, man. That's how it works.
Bills in Denver late. Calls that affected both teams affected the Bills from winning the game, or at least having a field goal to win it. And then the other way, just throwing it up a couple of times and calling pass interference, which, everybody goes back and goes, I guess you got to call it. They're tough calls, man. They're tough. I got to tell you the other one where a guy accidentally hits a quarterback in the head. I'd like to, and that's never going to change because we already got a zillion quarterbacks hurt this year, right? This is a rough year for quarterbacks, missing some games. It's not easy, but I agree with them. Overall, the officiating is pretty good. Pretty darn good. The guys that do it, the amount of time they put in. And I don't think by having a school form in the offseason where they go to officiating school and they have to go to, and meet or they're on Zoom for 3 hours every day. And Paul, what do you think about this? For the 17th straight time, I don't know. And they condition together. They're going to have them out running together, see what their 40 time is. And the faster guys will be able to play deep and run with the speedsters down the field on take. I don't know, man. I've heard all these wild ideas. I don't know if they need to. I know everybody's like, well, every other, sport. I don't know. I don't know how much you need to do. They're pretty good at what they do. They make good money. It's a good job. And the guys get rewarded. The guys that grade out the highest get a chance to pick up a lot of extra checks for the playoffs. And the big check is the Super Bowl check. Everybody makes more money for that one. So that's where we are in the on the whole thing. And Roger talking about that. But I think, and I will say this, we started the show with it this morning, and I want to just say it doesn't matter who's doing the halftime show. Somebody's not going to like that kind of music. I like certain nights, and I listen to my young kids complain about this old band. How embarrassing. It didn't sound good. This sucks. If I wanted the 70s on or 60s on, I'd let you put it in the car, and I'd never listen to this. And then they're playing, we're listening to different stuff they like, and I go, oh, this is terrible, and you're never going to be happy.
Well, there's two halftime shows now. I also think the Puppy Bowl has a halftime show.
Oh, you're right. They do.
The Puppy Bowl starts at 2.
Yeah.
You watch the Puppy Bowl ever?
No.
I like the Puppy Bowl.
By the way, I don't care. Let me just say this to everybody. I'm not flipping channels in the name of anything anybody's saying or doing. Mine TV is going to stay early on NBC6 all day. Now, I'm going to be coming home from, I got to do something first. But I'm going to be coming home, and you know what I'm going to do, Woody? Let me just tell you right now, give you a scouting report here. It's a little early in the week to be doing this. I believe I'm going pizza and chicken wings. I believe that is a pizza day. I'm staying away from burgers. God, I love burgers. And we're going there, and I'm going to sit back and enjoy, and it's not going to change. It's going to stay on NBC6. I don't care about any music acts on any other station. It's not a music day for me anyway. Usually, by the way, the music spikes up ratings, though. Somebody told me it goes up a little bit during that.
I've seen everything on the
20-minute
social
show.
media. Everyone's going to boycott the game, whatever. It'll be fine.
Go ahead and boycott the game. It's not going to change anything. Whatever
It'll be fine.
statements you want to make, great. You make your statement. Hope it works for you, whatever statement, because it ain't going to make a damn bit of difference. Nothing. Not one shot. All right, we've got more stuff to get to here this morning. We've got a lot with Tony Pauline, NFL draft analyst, is going to join us. Tony's been doing this a long, long time, fresh off the East, West, and Senior Bowl. And we're going to talk about some very important things with the quarterback, with the draft class, with the University of Miami guys, and all that stuff, and the strength of the draft coming up. We'll have Tony on next with us. But first, you know what else is about back? You thought hockey, and you thought maybe basketball. We got more. Yeah. We got baseball getting ready to start up. All right, parents, are you looking for something your kids will actually remember? You got to get to Miami Marlins FanFest this Saturday. This year, we got Ron McGill live at the ballpark. When you get Ron McGill, you're getting an entertainer, and yes, he's bringing his animal friends on side. He actually talks to all the animals, and they talk back. Thank you, Ron. Ron McGill takes the stage from 5:45 to 6:25, and trust me, the kids are going to love it, and so will you. FanFest is this Saturday, February 7th, from 4 to 8 p.m., and the best part of this whole thing and everything that's going on with the players and the former players, it's free. So grab your free tickets now at marlins.com/fanfest and bring the whole family out to Lone Depot Park.
Text WQAM on the Kansas Toyota